Uh, okay. I hope we're live. Hello, everyone. So we're back with another stream. Today we're going to do something pretty chill. Nothing really intense, unlike yesterday's Ender Lily stream. Uh, yeah. So we'll be playing a more chill game. We'll be playing TOUCHSTARVED, which is an otome game. And I'm sorry if my voice is weird. It's because I just woke up. Ah, and yeah. Just woke up from a nap after drawing on CSP for like quite a while. So yeah, I think we should just get started with TOUCHSTARVED. I wanted to play this game for a while because, well, I just feel like it's it's an otome game. It's pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. And like who doesn't like pretty boys? So like let's just oh look at them in the background so ominously. So yeah, this is a demo. Red Spring Studio has not released their finished product. But yeah, it's still it's in very early stages of development, but the characters that I've seen from the trailer are like very interesting. All right, content warning. Tutorial. Your choices matter. The decisions you make may result in unique dialogue. Okay, this are even choices in red text which contain exclusive content. Try playing through the demo more than once and choosing different options. You might even uncover. Okay, so it's pretty standard otome, I'd say. Rewind text, progress. Okay. We'll be fine. Let's use the name. Laura. Use your pronouns. The world began to unravel long before you were born. It began with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where reality wore, so thin it split. And from that fog emerged monsters, inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect. Others were mindless beasts driven by little more than the desire to slaughter. Hello, Hint! Welcome to the stream. We're playing TOUCHSTARVED. As cities fell and unrest spread, humans united in their fear while monsters thrived in the chaos. And then there's you. Just me in the middle of the chaos. Alright. As if I'm not a monster myself. You're not even sure if you're human. You're born cursed, with hands that alter the minds of anyone you touch. Choose your backstory. Okay, wait. Oh. Wait, I've never played an otome that lets you choose your own backstory. This is a first. I guess Arcana? No, Arcana still kind of puts you in like a box. Wait, let me drink. Sorry if I take uh short pauses when I talk. It's because like I need to take a drink, because if not I'm scared I'll like cough. Yeah. But anyways, as I was saying, Arcana is another otome game. It's pretty interesting as well. Like, I guess there are different, like the MC within different routes in Arcana is pretty different. Like their personality is pretty different. So this is definitely very unique, I'd say. Anyways, let's choose the unnamed, a fallen oracle. You're raised as an oracle in a remote temple. The priests claim your touch bestowed enlightenment, but a visiting mage revealed your curse for what it is. Following the mage's word, you fled in search of the cenobium. You regularly experience unnatural premonitions that rattle your body and soul. and innate sixth sense gives you a heightened awareness of hidden supernatural presences around you. Ooh. The Hound, a forsaken thief. You were raised by society's outcasts, criminals who accepted you when nobody else would. Your partner in crime, a friend since childhood, helped you steal enough money for a cure, then betrayed you. They left you with only enough coin to travel to the Cenobium. You can survive and even thrive in violent underbelly of any city, using your experience with the underworld to get ahead. I feel like this is like a psych test. Like, which one would you choose? The Alchemist, an abandoned mage. An exiled Cenobian mage took you in as a child, raising you as her apprentice. She seemed to take pity on your curse, but you discovered that she was cultivating you as a test subject. You fled to the Cenobium seeking a cure. You're an experienced spellcaster with encyclopedic knowledge of alchemy, spellcraft, and history. With a little observation, you can identify the subtle effects of magic. Personally, I feel like the unnamed kind of like, I don't know. Personally, it just suits me better, I'd say. Maybe? Lamau? I don't know. But I do like the Alchemist. I think I'm gonna go for the Alchemist. Is that how did I choose? Oh, okay, I did choose. My name is Sora. I selected they, them pronouns. My backstory is the Alchemist. Is this correct? Yeah, sure, why not? I chose the Alchemist purely because I have an OC who's like a witch and takes care of like a cursed child. So that's like me definitely not projecting my OC onto this. The wasteland stretches as far as the caravan bound across the wastes. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. As rations grew sparse and my canteen ran dry, I began to despair. But then I saw it. Lagas. Iridia, the city of knowledge. One of the last bastions of humanity left in the world and home to the famous academy called the Cenobium. My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire. Dangers in cities, but a death sentence beyond them. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, smothering out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence heavy as the mist falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. Stay back! No! The city dissolves into wet gurgling. The cry dissolves. Then, the wagon violently pitches to the side. I hit the ground hard, the air punched from my lungs. Oof! When I opened my eyes, adrenaline lends sudden, awful clarity to the carnage around me. A trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to long strings of torn muscle, gleaming gristle, and exposed bone. Bodies litter the wasteland. Ooh. I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding. White blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes adjust do I see the dark shape in front of me. A soulless stoops over the twisted form of the caravaner. I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen bulging eyes twitch in my direction and blink as one. The soulless lets out a splitting shriek and runs at me. But right before it reaches me, the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. Distantly, a horse screams in the dark. I need to move now! I mean, we can just instantly... Well, I think heading towards the wagon makes more sense. Is it not? Because it's closer. I take cover beside the wagon where the air is thick with greasy smoke. Fire eats through the gaping hull, spluttering where lantern oil mixes with brackish water. Every person I see is dead or dying, except one. O All-Mother, forgive our sins, guide us unto your hearth. We are worthy, we are worthy. A traveler grovels by the flames, their hands clasped above their head in fervent prayer. I glance upwards towards the gauzy lights of Iridia, just visible where the fog runs thinnest. I don't pray, but the sight of the city is all the reminder I need. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles, frantically searching the opaque mist for the source, but the fog fall twists and stretches around. Suddenly, the caravan driver bursts forth from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. He slams into me, knocking me into the ground, and slips in a patch of mud. The solace falls on him as soon as he slows. It catches the driver by his throat and rakes his stomach with razor-sharp claws. Oh, hot damn. The story hasn't even started and the writing is absolutely exquisite. Exactly. It's already so intense. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling intestines and viscera in a steaming tide. Oh my god. Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically through the slippery muck for a handhold. Shit! Oh no! We're bleeding! Did we die? My hand catches on the jacket edge of a rib jutting up from the water. Bandages unfurl around the gorge on the gouge torn deep into my palm. It's just our palm. When a hand closes around my wrist. Ooh. Can you stand? The praying traveler leans over me. We need to run. They reach for my hand and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. No! Don't touch me! The sensation of their thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch, and in the space of a breath, my curse takes hold. Oh no! He's gone mentally ill! Their lips peeled back into a deranged grin. Oh no! No, I've seen this face countless times before. This is my curse. Madness of my own making. Their grip on my hand tightens until pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me... Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath. Die, die, die. Hot damn. Spit bubbles at the corners of their mouth and flex my face. The edges of my vision darkens as my lungs scream for air. I don't think we can scream for help. This is kind of our own doing, so we take in our own hands. My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. But let me just say the art is very beautiful. Like, the expressions, wow. I'm just mesmerized. The more fog followed the solace, but because of my own curse. It's a curse for you. I have to click. Tears string my eyes. No, 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 not here. Not like this. Not like this. Not in the hands of the mentally ill, just like me for real. The hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cough. The art is super, yeah. Like, the background art, everything, like, so far has been really, really, really good. My vision clears and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine, lips still split in that macabre smile, even as blood seeps between their teeth. They give one last shuddering breath, then slump over the claws hooked through their stomach. Its leathery skin, thin as though grinning. Can we just touch the solace? It'll go insane too. We just make a run for it. There's a flash of claws, red spills across my vision. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I can feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth and the icy embrace of shallow water. Distantly, I notice an arm resting among an outcrop of reeds, mine neatly severed at the elbow. Are we dead? It should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I'll die, cold, alone, and face down in a desolate wasteland. For a monstrosity like me? We're just dead? Well, that was easy. If this is death, it's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone, as is the choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, cocooned in oblivion, until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse, nobody howling at me in madness and terror. Nothing at all. The thought has a terrible appeal to it. But the next moment, I take a reflexive breath. Air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Feeling comes flooding back. Warm cloth on my bare skin. A firm surface underneath me. A strange tang of sulfur in the air. No, I don't think we're dead. We're fine, we're fine. Do not be afraid. Is this? Oh! I see someone. Oh, what a sight to wake up to. Hello. Hello. Hello, nice to meet you, sir. My name is Sora. What's your name? Oh my god. My Uncle Roger voice is coming back. Oh my god. Oh! Me, whenever I see a handsome man, I just malfunction and turn into Uncle Roger. Know him at least. Take me out to dinner first, sir. Goddamn. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I'm completely at their mercy. Exactly. Stay away from me. My words come out in little more than a creaky whisper. I clamp my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. Ugh. No. No? Who the hell is this? I was set up. Who are you? I was set up. Who are you? I managed to push myself and my surroundings, give an alarming lurch. A stubborn patient. Sir? I don't have the strength to dignify that with a response. Instead, I pull the sheet up higher and wipe my eyes until my vision clears. Whoa! The stranger towers over my prone form. Warm light reflects off his pristine medical coat. Yo. Whoa. Wait, can we take a moment? Can we? How do I hide the title? How do I hide it? Is there a way for me to hide the text? No, I wanna hide the text. I wanna see him in all his glory. The strange light reflects off his pristine medical coat. I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I notice that I'm completely naked except for the thin linen sheet. Ayo? Naked, lying on a low cot with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickered to my exposed, unbandaged hands. Space button? Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. Look at him. Doctor? Doctor. Hello, doctor. I am a patient in need of your medical assistance. Please help me. Also, I just like to mention he has like the sleeveless thing going on under that coat, and I'm just saying that's very attractive. Sir, please, I can be your patient. Thank you. How do I get the text back? Oh, okay. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. I plunge my hands under the sheet to hide them from the sight, though it's too late. He must have noticed what they look like. Strange, cursed, inhuman. Yeah, I'm a bit quirky myself, you know. I brace myself for his inevitable suspicion and disgust, but his expression doesn't even flicker from that courteous smile. Ooh, I'm just saying, he's so pretty. He's so pretty. He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm. You are safe here. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am, if anyone. Even my own mentor, my teacher, thought I was nothing but a convenient specimen to be used and discarded. I scowl, pulling the sheet protectively around myself. Aww. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. A sharp sigh rustles the papers in his hands. I see you're not to be dissuaded. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you, but I procured replacements. Interesting. With a soft creak, he stands from his chair, giving me a better view of my surroundings. So far, the plot is really good. I seem to be in some sort of medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. The air makes my nose twitch, a faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic that I can't quite place. Whoa. Oh, can we just appreciate him in all his glory? Yo, I'm planning to draw him, like, after this. Like, after we play a bit of the gameplay. Let's see, like, if we can get through one. Okay. So far, the doctor is winning. Oh. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him. Could you step out? Yo, get on my way. I lift my head looking defiantly into those golden eyes. Could you step out first? I'm not getting dressed with you standing here. I mean, yeah. Oh, he smiled. To my surprise, the man's mouth quirks. I was not planning on watching. Okay. I still don't trust you. Still smiling to himself, he disappears through a narrow door. I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. I count to 3 in the sudden silence. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to rub at it, then freeze when my fingers meet a neat line of stitches. Alright, he stitched us off. I know what I saw. The beast took my arm clean off, and yet my arm shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least, gasping out my last breaths. I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up bleeding out in the swamp. But nothing happens. The seconds tick by, and my arm remains resolutely healed. My surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief, I reach for the replacement clothes and begin stiffly pulling them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, with a black woolen cloak to go with them. But there's one thing still missing: my bandages. The golden-eyed man didn't leave me with any, even though I know he saw my hands. He loves me for who I am. Maybe. I slide off the bed and take a few unsteady steps toward one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's clinic, there must be bandages somewhere. I start opening drawers at random, and of course that's when the door swings open once more. Are you looking for something? Sir. I roll around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but my legs bump up against the edge of the cot. Your caution is understandable, though if I meant you any harm, you would know. That doesn't make me feel better in the slightest, but he makes no move toward me, so I quickly wind the bandages around my hands. The glowing scars and mottled skin disappear under a layer of clean white cotton. May I ask why you need additional bandages? He looks offended. I clench my jaw. I knew it would be a matter of time before he asked about my hands. Ugh! They always ask about my hands. Though the way he does it is strangely roundabout. I mean, they all don't answer him. I mean, do we trust him? That's the problem. I say right now we can't really say for sure if we trust him. I mean, do we want to? Who are you? You may call me Kuras. Fuck. Oh no. No. Okay. Well, here's the funny thing. I'm pretty sure, hint, you already know what kuras means. Kuras in Indonesian means to scrub. Like, so in my head, when I read that name, it just automatically translated to scrub. So I'm like, oh, your name is Scrub, Scrub. I'm like, oh no. You may call me Kuras. Okay, Kuras. Mas Kuras. And where exactly am I? Iridia, which I assume was your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Iridia. So I made it to the City of Knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can manage is a vague sense of increasing unease. Bro, but like his design, I'm just saying, I keep staring at him like, ooh la la. How did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You're the only survivor from the caravan barely clinging to life. You needed immediate treatment. Which you provided? Yes. He says it so simply, as if I'm a small child and he's explaining basic addition to me. Yes, sir, talk down to me. Okay. I frown and flex the fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine. Thoroughly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on? Pardon? A Solus attacked the caravan. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. But when I woke up here, I spent my entire life learning from a Cenobian mage, and I know of no alchemy or magic that could reattach a severed limb. Even if he somehow could heal me by magic, I should detect traces of it. But I sense nothing out of the ordinary at all. The Dr. Kuras pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair quiet for a long time. I do not know where you come from, but Iridia is a city of knowledge and deadly secrets alike. Information is power, and it is most unwise to give or receive it freely. Since you have refused to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I do not even know your name. Fair enough. You are new to Iridia, so I will overlook this specific breach of etiquette. However, you should not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand? Yes, sir. He looks pointedly at my freshly bandaged hands. Loath though I am to admit it, he has a point. I am also a complete stranger to him, and if he's telling the truth, he saved my life. I take a deep, steadying breath. This time when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Information is power. Actually? Sora. My name is Sora. It is a pleasure to meet you, Sora. There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor back in an instant. Yeah, why did you save me? We're still suspicious. I don't know if I'm gonna thank him for saving me. I'm more so curious on why he did. If there's anything I've learned, it's that everybody wants something, especially with the knowledge is power that he said. So like, why? With the world in such peril, no one reaches out a hand without expecting something in return. Can I ask why you saved my life? You don't know me. The question seems to startle Kuras. I could hardly leave you to die in the wastes. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty. That's a very doctor answer, Kuras. I've never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. Yeah, where do you think we live in? Not in this economy. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to think about what kind of price Kuras might ask for such well-made clothes. Damn, he's giving us stuff. Why? There's a reason. Forgive my presumption. I rarely come across so fascinating a patient. What did he just say? I simply meant that few would cling to life so resolutely, or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia. I could not help being curious about you. His voice dips into a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. No comment. I honestly don't know what to say to that. If you knew more about me, you might not like me as much as you think. Doctor or not, He wouldn't want to risk his life or sanity over me. No one ever does. They all become mentally ill. Just like me, for real. A peculiar thing to say. Why would I have cause to dislike you? And here we are, back at my curse. The thing I've been desperate to avoid discussing. A loud knock at the front door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to say anything else. Duty calls. He's so handsome. Unfortunately, you're not my only patient today. Please wait your turn. Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything before you leave, Sora? Oh. Between the soulless attack and my miraculous survival, I'd almost forgotten why I came to Iridia in the first place. I need directions to the Cenobium. By the way, sorry if I stop to sniff, because when I talk a lot, for some reason, it's just very uncomfortable and I have to like breathe. Yeah. I need directions to the Cenobium. It's like I have to hard reset the way I talk every so minutes. The Cenobium. The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely you will find it there. The Cenobium's gates open for precious few visitors. Even if they did, you would not like what you found inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? Risk life and limb for nothing? No, that can't be. I've only just arrived and Iridia is the largest city still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then if not the Cenobium, where would you suggest? Do you know anyone else in Iridia? I shake my head. Then I suggest a local guide. Head to the Wet Wick and ask for Leander. I know who he is. I know who you are. Excuse me, the wet what? The Wet Wick. He sounds deeply unamused. Follow the postings advertising Leander's bloodhounds. They are difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. That isn't much to go on, but Kuras points towards the clinic's back door. You will be safe as long as you do not draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done. I've always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. Though he's smiling, there's a note of finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out the back door. Okay, I know who Leander is. I've seen him. I've seen him before. I've seen him in the ads. I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pulled a new cloak up over my nose, stepping over the contents of chamber pots that have been emptied into the street. Something weighs heavily inside one of the cloak's pockets. My coin purse. Everything is still inside. Every last coin that I'd scrapped together for the journey to Iridia. It doesn't even look like it was opened. There were so few coins to begin with, they probably weren't even worth stealing. I glanced back at the clinic's closed door. Kuras didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that in Iridia, secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Kuras gave me a second chance and a lead on where I might find help. I mean, yeah, I'd say that's his leverage over us. Like, he literally saved us from the Soulless from before, and he gave our arm back. So yeah, that's definitely leverage for information. I'd better get going. Before he changes his mind, I squeeze out of the alley and squeeze into crowded Main Street. The line outside Kuras's clinic stretches down the road already. Two thin peddlers queue alongside weathered elders. If any rough under my feet, deep grooves worn between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Iridia was a river city, but I didn't expect it to look so eroded. The buildings are tired and dilapidated, all crammed together in narrow streets. A child darts A child darts by, clutching something greasy wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over to me. My stomach gives a faint gurgle. Grubby awning. A large fish leers up at me, its 3 bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. What's the cheapest thing you got? The vendor points at a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough. Fresh long, lads. 3 copper apiece. Don't burn your mouth. I take the coins out, counting them gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Reluctantly, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. I'm sorry, I'm just mesmerized by the background art. Like, it's so... It's still flat colors, but it's still so very, very... There's just something so enchanting about the line work and, like, the colors and everything. Like, it's just really beautiful. 2 streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway adorned with dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. The buildings in this quarter are a dizzying riot of color, painted walls and tinted glass everywhere I look. Sheer red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly. Incense mingles with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This must be Iridia's entertainment district. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot a poster. It features the silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger-like earring and the word Bloodhounds printed above his head. A motto, as above, so below, circles the artwork. If Leander is the leader of the Bloodhounds, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. Artist moment. Yeah. I follow the line of identical posters around the corner and nearly hit my head on a precariously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read, "The Wet Wick." The facade of the building looks like it's seen better days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. We're going to see him. Leander! I've seen you. I know what you are. No, actually, I don't know what he is, but I've seen him. He's the only character that I recognize. The inside of the bar is a far cry from an abandoned exterior. It's not even midday, yet most of the tables and booths are occupied by a loose assembly of people in matching green cloaks. I'm no stranger to bars. Sometimes I would take my books to the local tavern for a change of scenery, but I much prefer quieter places. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger-shaped earring. I'm about to head towards the counter when a chant rises from the center of the room. Show! 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 The remaining green cloaks abandon the bar and their booths to rush towards the center of a room in a sudden torrent. There's no time to move out of the way. I'm caught, swept along in the ale-stench current. Hey! Rhythmic chanting drowns out my voice. I thrash, throwing my elbows at the press of bodies grows heavier. My hip knocks into a table. I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself, but the crowd has stilled. The chanting stopped. A pair of gilded boots stride across the tabletop. Whoa, Leander. There he is. Seriously, you dogs again? Scattered laughter and cheers rise from the audience. I drag my eyes upward. Whoa. The environment is super stunning. It's very well thought out. It's really, really good. I'm just in love with it. A well-dressed man stands on the table in front of me, his broad shoulders framed by the thick lapels of a trench coat, all up in my face. This really is the last time, alright? He looks like a certain comic character that I will not mention, because if I mention him, then I will not stop talking about him. But yeah. This really is the last time, alright? This time when he speaks, the audience falls low voice. But nothing is as captivating as his smile. He beams at the crowd around him, a performer on his makeshift stage. Don't blink or you'll miss it. He laughs and the dagger-shaped earring dangling from his left ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It would seem I found Leander. He raises his hand above the audience and snaps. A flash of pale green light, real magic, no ordinary stage trick, blinds me. Ayo. As the brilliant ebbs, my gaze refocuses on the mage towering above me. Ah, he's a mage. He flicks his wrist, and the magic spiraling around him coalesces. A delicate flower stem sprouts between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals spring forth. Sir, that's like my favorite flower. That's so funny. That's so funny. Like, whoa, whoa. Wow. I dropped my mic. That's how much of an impact Leander has on me. Yep. Oh my god, I choked. Leander. Damn. The plot of this game is insane, you guys. A delicate flower stem. Oh, we've read this. With a flourish, the mage presents the conjured flowers. The audience bursts into clapping and cheers. My mouth hangs open, and not just on account of the impressive performance. There is no incantation, no spell circle. I've never seen something so beautiful and intricate conjured so effortlessly. Leander must be an incredibly gifted mage. No wonder Kodas recommended him. Leander plucks the iridescent bouquet out of the air and turns in a slow circle, giving his audience a good look. Now, who could use some good luck? Eager onlookers scoot closer to the table. Some reach for the lilies while others whistle and call Leander's name. But his cool green eyes slide over them, locking on me instead. Damn, I love MC privileges. How about you? Thank you, sir. My chest tightens. Every person gathered turns to stare at me. I'm gonna take it. I don't know about you. I reach out, all too aware of the way my fingers tremble as I carefully take the flowers from him. Like, no hesitation, you know. Just take it. I think, there's no weight to them, only a faint warmth that radiates from the stems. As soon as the flowers leave Leander's hands, their light dims. They fade away in a shower of opalescent light. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath. That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right? That's so true, sir. That is so true. He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. Oh. Wow, sir. That's so funny. That's so interesting. Wow. I am in love with a man. Leander steps off of the table, dropping among the excited crowd with an audible clink. Alright, bloodhounds, get back to your drink. Show is over. Oh, he has like I don't know. It's just very endearing of the personality where he's like the leader, but like he's not that like, you know, cocky or boastful about it. He's more so like, I don't know. He's like, he has authority over them, but not because he has authority over them. Because like, you know, people find him admirable and stuff like that. And I feel like that's so attractive in a man. Like, that's so interesting. That's so interesting. The green cloaks disperse at his command, returning to their tables and booths. Before I can make my way towards Leander, his eyes find me. I love being the MC. Just saying. He gives me a friendly wave, then beckons me over to the crowded counter. I manage to squeeze beside him, but there's so little room that his broad shoulder presses against mine. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all. Dude, I love MC privileges. Is this your first time in Iridia? He says it lightly, with a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stick out that much? No, but I'm certain I'd remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around Lowtown. My eyes flicker to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, Being this close makes eye contact difficult. Lip bites, tucks hair behind ear. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. What can I get you? Surprise me and add anything my friend wants to my tab. I wasn't expecting the generosity, but I have to admit, I do feel a little thirsty after all that fried dough. I'll have what he's having. I have no idea what he's having. I've never been to this place, but I'll have whatever he's having. I trust Leander. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbows on the counter. I'm close enough to notice the purple shadows under his lower lids. And he's eepy? His eyes wander over me in return, but when they lock on my bandaged hands, a sour taste rises in my throat. Here comes the questions. So, what brings you to the wick? Caress sent me. He pushes his hair back from his forehead, but it immediately falls right into place. Oh. So it's about work. The bartender returns with a pair of glasses filled with what I can only assume is beer. That's so unfortunate. I dislike beer. I raise my glass and give it an experimental sniff, yeasty, but with an undercurrent I can't quite place. A quick sip confirms my worst suspicions. It's awful, exactly. Somehow briny and sour in a way that reminds me of pickles. But any thought of complaining dies at the moment I look up and see Leander taking a deep swig from his glass. He lets out a satisfied breath. Heck yeah! Beer! America! How can I be of assistance? I need to get to the cenobium. As soon as the word cenobium leaves my mouth, the entire bar falls silent. Bloodhounds twist around in their seats to gawk openly. Finally, an especially drunk one speaks up. The hell are you bringing on the cenobium in here? I don't know how drunk people sound. Throw him out! This is bloodhound territory. The vitriol catches me off guard. From the angry looks thrown my way, it's clear I've broken some unspoken rule just by mentioning the cenobium. When I glance at Leander, he's drinking, as though he hasn't noticed the uproar. Only when he catches me looking does he lower his glass. For the love of... He drags a hand down his face. Hey, keep it down, will you? This is business. I tense, expecting an argument, but the outspoken bloodhounds silently return to their drinks. Only a handful continue to watch me warily. Sorry about them. The cenobium's a bit of a touchy subject in these parts. Mix in enough drinks and, well, you saw. How about we continue this outside? When I give him a terse nod, he pushes away from the bar counter. Oh, whoa, I love MC privileges. I follow Leander to an alleyway tucked behind the wet wick, where layers of frayed bloodhound posters have been plastered to the walls. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his likeness on the posters is impressive. Chris didn't send you here for help with the cenobium, did he? From the look he gives me, he already knows the answer. I glance away. No, he didn't. He suggested I find an alternative. Yet here you are asking about them anyway. What do you need the cenobium for? I don't want him to tell him about my curse. The less people know about my capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer. Well, I see you're already aware of the city's currency. Information's worth its weight in gold here. Kuras told you the truth. The cenobium's dangerous. Get on their bad side and they'll imprison you if you're lucky, or torture you if you're not. Torture? My teacher never described anything like that. He risks without even needing to. Exactly. He's just... oh, eepy. I love eepy men. But the cenobium's supposed to be a place of learning, a sanctuary. The cenobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in a world steeped in nightmares. If any place held answers, it would be the cenobium. That's why I came here. That's what they want you to think, but things that seem too good to be true are often just that. Such a simple statement, yet it leaves me reeling. If it's true, if I staked everything on a lie, then what now? Leander clears his throat. But as I always say, there's always solutions to every problem, and alternatives to every solution. He claps his hands and turns to me with a brilliant smile. Oh, that's why Kuras pointed you to the Bloodhounds. Let us help you. Whether it's hunting solace, finding people, or recovering stolen valuables, we can do it all. And free of charge. Free of charge? I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his practice speech. My patience is wearing dangerously thin. Listen, I appreciate the offer, but my problem can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my chagrin, Leander nods slowly. Then your problem must be fairly serious, and if the cenobium's your first choice, you're searching for a magical solution, aren't you? When my eyes widen, he nods along, as though he suspected all along. I'd be happy to help you out. That is, if you tell me what ails you. Leander might not work for the cenobium, but if his show was any indication that he's even stronger than the mage who raised me, she couldn't do anything about my curse, but maybe... I'm silent, plagued by my indecision. I don't know if I can trust him, but it's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this could be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a pained whisper. I'm cursed. Cursed? Oh, now I'm very curious. What kind of curse? Something ancestral or more recent? He looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally my hands. It's your hands, isn't it? I wait until I'm certain my voice will remain steady before answering. My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I've even finished, Leander begins taking his glove off. He tucks his left hand free and flexes his fingers. Let's see it. He offers me his hand, and a prismatic flash of magic ripples across his palm, an enchantment for protection, but I'm already shrinking backwards, to see his kind face twist into a mask of madness. Believe me, this isn't an ordinary curse. I'll be fine. Perhaps where you came from, your affliction was strange and one of a kind. But spend a year in the city, you'll see 1,000 curses, and thrice as many curses. What is this? Hello, this is TOUCHSTARVED. It is an otome game. I'm not really sure about the plot, but like, as you can see, the plot is very interesting indeed. I came for the plot. This is the plot. Do you really think Kuras would send you here if I couldn't handle it? How should I know? I only met him today. I am as good as any mage in the cenobium. Better even. If they can help you, so can I. You don't know what you're asking me. I'm asking you to trust me. I look from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. Then, with a short breath, I begin unwinding the bandages from my hand. Fine. But if you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, he's blushing! Ah! You can tie me up first if it makes you feel better. Guys, I love being the MC. With each joint I expose, I grow more and more certain that this is a terrible... This is a... Well, it is kind of a terrible idea. You really don't know where this is going. 3, 2, 1. Touch him! I tap his palm once, as quickly as possible. It's barely more than a brush, but that's all it ever takes. When I look at his face, expecting to see the worst... Hi, sir. Hello. Hi. Leander only grins. See? It can't be. This time, when I reach out to touch Leander's palm again, he catches my wrist before I can pull away. Oh my god. I told you, there's really nothing to worry about. Leander, I dislike physical touch. Please, let me go. He trails off when my thumb brushes the soft skin of his inner wrist. I search Leander's face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain a clear, soft green. Aww. He has stopped blushing! Color rises in his cheeks, but he remains still except for the subtle bobbing of his throat. Oh. Oh. Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of Leander's palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't prepared for. I've been with other people, kissed them, been embraced by them, and more, but not like this. My fingers, long deprived by years of bandaging, pick of his heart. For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand, not without dire consequences. I never realized what I was missing until this moment. Him blushing is kinda... I mean, I know, exactly. While Leander's pulse is steady, mine is hammering as fear gives way to excitement. Keep touching him. I mean... My hand glides over Leander's wrist and up his forearm where smooth skin abruptly gives way to the raised scar by the edge of his sleeve. Whoa. It matches the one that runs from his collar to his cheekbone. Could it be the same wound? I glance at Leander's face. MC is touch-starved. Yeah, bro, that's literally the game. Oh my god, that's the title of the game. The MC is literally touch-starved. I never made. Oh my god, you made the connection. Holy shit. I glance at Leander's face, and his lips part as he considers his words before speaking. Am I the first person you I've gone mad. I've gone insane. He points at the golden pin on his coat collar, and I give him a small smile. I draw my hand back and take a steadying breath. My head feels as though it's stuffed with the motions of rewrapping my hand, although my fingers tremble too much for the bandages to lie flat. I can't believe that worked. May I ask your name? Hey, we've been touching and stuff like that. We've been intimately touching and you don't even know my name. I'm Sora. You're right to hide this from me, Sora. This curse of yours, it's unlike anything I've ever dealt with. I can tell you're discreet, but you'd best not go showing that off to anyone else. I didn't plan on it. Are you staying in Lowtown? I pause. Room and board was something I hadn't yet considered. I don't know. Let's get you properly settled then. Oh, I love Leander. He's also very beautiful. I think for the fan art, right now Kuras is like definitely on top. Cause like, whoa, man is like beautiful. Can we go to history and see his CG? I don't think so. Oh no. Oh, I can go back. But do I really want to scroll all the way back? No. The wet wig is noticeably quieter. Without their leader, most of the bloodhounds have dispersed, or in a few cases fallen asleep beside their drinks. Got any rooms left, or did my lot grab them all to sleep it off? The bartender, who I now realize doubles as an innkeeper, slides a key onto the counter. You know I always keep the room open for you, the corner room open for your escapades. You guys. Slightly, he laughs. And I always appreciate it, but you're mistaken. This is from, where do I sign up to be one of his escapades, though? I got friend zoned. I don't like being the MC anymore. Sure. Stay as long as you like. You two have fun. So we're moving into... Yeah, but he still calls us his friend. Like, come on, Leander. Escapades, huh? Leander clears his throat, and then holds the key out to me. But I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you? Nothing. Bloodhound rates. Aw, that's so cute. He's so adorable. Leander is... I don't know why he's so adorable. My treat, since you shared your secret. Food, drink, a warm bed, anything you need. Carefully, I take the key from him. It's small but weighs heavy in my... let alone free meals. Thank you. Go explore, Sora. You'll find many roads in Iridia. Each free from what haunts you, come find me. Just be careful. I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leander gives me one last friendly wave before I depart. Oh no, is this gonna be like Genshin where you meet a character but then you never see them ever again after you finish their story quest? Man. Oh my god, let's get you properly settled. Yeah, I'm settling on his lap for real. God damn, Fia. Chill, we just started. We've barely gotten into anything with Leander. We've just touched arms. But I agree. The air clings sodden and heavy. Without the morning crowd, the sunless streets look barren and bleak. Even the peddlers are long gone. Only a pair of crows remain quibbling over stale crusts in a gutter. I feel a ridiculous pang of envy. At least I've got a reason to fight. I've never felt so lost. Chris and Leander both made it clear that the Cenobium can't be trusted. But I came so far, endured so much. I need to see the Cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. I should have asked someone at the bar for directions before leaving. Oh. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me. Gulp. Guys, he's behind me, isn't he? A cloud. I think a puff of hot breath tickles the back of my neck. Hey, yo! The shadow runs down the street in rivulets. Formless dark spreads like ink into blotched shapes. Claws stretch. A muzzle splits open to reveal long, jagged teeth. A growl rumbles so low and deep I feel it. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped, as though the slightest movement or a single breath will snap the jaws around me shut. We touch hands and only friends. Exactly, that's premarital hand-holding, Leander. You don't understand, Leander. No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm going to die, I want to see what got me first. I steel myself and then turn. No, that's a stupid idea! Run away! The shadow vanishes quickly as it came. I am left standing in the middle of the street, alone except for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stoop. Oh! Oh! He's so pretty! A monster. That much is clear from a glance. One that could be clearly mistaken for a human were it not for the tufted ears, the tail curled around his ankle, or the dust-pink eyes with pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. Our eyes meet and the monster uncrosses his long legs. Ooh. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me of unsettlingly of blood where it curls around his collared throat. Jumpy, aren't you? Oh, no. His tone is so light and carefree that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. When I look back, the stranger props his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable little smile. Didn't you see that shadow just now? It was massive, moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but the stranger's smile doesn't falter. The only beasts I've seen around the wicks are the wicks drooling regulars, though this did catch my eye. Whoa, wait a minute. What is he? Whoa, yo, he's slaying on that fit, bro. He's hot. He's so, whoa. Okay, I'm just heart eyes for this man right now. That's amazing. With a flourish of his hand, my in-room key appears dangling from his finger. It turns on its chain, glittering when it catches the light. Hey, you took my key. My hands fly to my cloak's pockets, and sure enough, find them flat. He crooks his finger, beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before some stifled instinct stopped me. Something feels wrong. I'm still on the edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edges of my vision. I always attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. Okay, well, like, do you want to play dumb? Like, he knows where he got it. He got it from my pocket. Who said that's my key? He smiles wide enough to reveal pointed canines. I saw you drop it. You should really be more careful. City like this, someone might take advantage. A bald-faced lie without any hint of irony. There's no way I dropped that key, but I can't think of an explanation on how it went from my pocket to his hand. I approached the man, careful to keep an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do. Oh, his little ear has an animation. The stranger's chain softly clinks with the tilt of his head. His ear flicks. Keeping your distance? I'd be stupid to trust you. You think I stole your dinky little key from all the way over here? He gives an exaggerated sigh. I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you? He's got me there. The sheer fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they cost more than I spent traveling here. Then there's the shop behind him. No matter the city, parked at pink curtains could only ever mean one thing. I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyway. Luckily for you, I don't charge. What do you mean? How do you get your money? Why does nobody charge in this city? That's very bad business. What? Leander doesn't charge. His bloodhounds work for free. How does he get his business? What is his business anyways? What is this business motive? Like what? Anyways. Blood is not surviving the hood. The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang, and for the first time since I stepped into that shadow, I feel something other than dread. My face grows hot. That's not what I meant. I'm flattered, really. Were sex my trade, I might make an exception for you. How about half off for a handy? Or you could just hand over my key. Ask nicely, and I might even let you tug my tail. Just throw it here! So some spindly little street urchin can snatch it and run? He raises my key and tilts his head so he can watch it dangle back and forth. I suppose I could just claim your room for myself. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the wick with the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here, so tell me, traveler, what misfortune brought you to this wretched place? His voice practically drips with derision. I'm not telling you anything. What could have possibly drawn you to this dreary little pigpen, I wonder? He listlessly watches the arc of my key swinging around his finger. The weather's shit, the food's dreck, and there's certainly too many monsters for a human to feel safe. Unless... Dagger-sharp eyes flick towards me. They gleam with amusement. Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters. I mean, I'm not denying anything. By now, my embarrassment has worn away, leaving simmering impatience in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever heard of. I mean, we're back. We have to get our keys somehow. How'd you know that I spent all my money, starved, and nearly died in a swamp just so I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I saw? That earns me a burst of breathy laughter. He gazes at me under his dark lashes. Aren't you funny? Could you be any more obvious? I have been told subtlety is not my strength. So, your place or mine. I'd invite you if I had my key. If only I had my key, then I might be able to invite you up. His languid gaze glides from me to the key in his hand and back. Come, take my hand and we'll go together. Oh no, I initiated this. The more he flirts, the more convinced I become that this is some kind of trap. No matter how innocent monsters look, they always have tricks up their sleeves. And something tells me that this one's more dangerous than he lets on, even if he has a lovely laugh. I don't know what you want or why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack or bite. I won't bite hard unless you beg me. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. Even when I'm silent, he goes on as though we're having a conversation, not a standoff. You like dancing? There's a traveling troupe performing in Hightown tonight. Their lutist is utterly exquisite. Truly a performance to die for. There's life in this dreadful place, if you know where to look. You sound like you know the city well. The man's gaze flickers from me to the key dangling from his finger. Naturally, this dump was a little more than a miserable little smear when I first arrived. Hightown, Lowtown, I know Iridia like the back of my hand. What about Cenobium? Do you know where that is? His smile vanishes. Surely you've seen it. That absurdly large tower looming over the rest. It's a little hard to miss. He must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of Iridia. The Cenobium's overrated, forget about it. I can show you things those stuffy boars... Oh, whoa! I can show you things those stuffy boars near Wee Wee Tower I couldn't even dream of. I've already got plans. Oh? Have you some pressing matters at the Cenobium? Lunch dates with librarians? Tea time with the most esteemed abbess? Abbess? That's my business. What's it to ya? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of him. Your loss. The stranger, finally bored of his tedious game, extends his hand towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and leather. When he makes no other move, I reach for the key, but as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hand springs shut around my elbow. Hey! He yanks me down and I stagger, my soul slipping onto the steps. For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch, but he's careful not to disturb them even as his fingers dig into my arm. I knew I smelled blood. You reeked death and the road. And that fucking doctor. His voice, once silken, lowers to a smoky growl. The shadows around him seethe and boil as he pulls me closer. And something else. He murmurs against my throat, nose grazing my jaw. Let go! I try to twist away, but he doesn't budge. His breath trails down my neck, sending a thrill of dread through me. But just when I fear he'll bite, he takes a deep whiff instead. Yo? His white, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes up at me. Not quite human, not quite monster. Seems we're both. Veer? The stranger's ears flatten, and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging it where his grip left grooves in the bandages. The stranger twists around to watch a woman duck out from the curtain behind him. Her Cenobium uniform is nearly identical to the one my mentor kept tucked away in her closet. I leave you for all of 10 minutes and you're making trouble again. Will you quit harassing the tourists? The stranger, Veer, I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric with a withering smile. So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine? A natural liar. He grins at me and his tail swishes minutely. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Veer cuts in. I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice. Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens. Danger's drawn to you like a moth to flame. It will always find you given time. The woman clucks her tongue as though she's heard the recital 102 times. Word of advice? Don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in the streets. This crook would sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. Oh, he's a fox. She shrugs. She shrugs off a wilting look from Veer. Oh, please. Any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Veer rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from the harness attached to his collar, but a leash. Yo! A heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. Veer posed deliberately to hide his leash from me. The woman produces a key ring from her pocket. She rifles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and slotting it into the lock. Come on, unless your friend's tagging along on our merry little solace hunt. They're hunting for solace inside the city? Words momentarily fail me. The woman regards me with a polite, if tight smile before marching down the stairs. Veer lingers. He stretches his arms over his head with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed, hmm? Veer hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily, as though he hadn't just lied and threatened me. Huh. Did you try that thing I mentioned? The Lovatian knot? Why did he turn British? That the one you take 3 fingers and... Actually, don't tell me. Knowing you, it's disgusting. Veer's airy laughter echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight that I realize I'm still missing something. Wait! Reflexively, I shove my hands into my pockets and find it. The room key. I pull it out of my pocket and raise it to the light just to be sure. A nagging feeling distracts me from my relief. I don't know what Veer's game was or what he wanted from me. All I know for certain is that the Cenobian saw fit to leash him. A fate I could share, if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes drift skyward, past the lanterns gently swaying in the breeze to the cenobium faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need, then I can put this all behind me. This time, the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. It's easy enough to follow the sluggish river that splits Iridia in two. A colossal bridge arches over the dark water below. I cross as quickly as I can, climbing ever uphill toward the distant tower. Wait, so the cenobium... I'm guessing there's a disparity between humans and monsters, where, you know, monsters are being taken advantage of. Like Veer, for example. That's very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah. So basically the whole conversation with Veer, I'm trying to process it in my brain because all I could think about was just him, was just his thighs, and I was not thinking about anything else other than his thighs. Like his words just kind of went in one ear and out the other, you know. So I'm just trying to process what he just said to me, to MC. I cross as quickly as I can, climbing ever uphill toward the distant tower. Ooh, the cenobium. Hours later, legs aching, sweat beading on my forehead, I finally find what I was searching for. The cenobium of the luminous void. It stands at the highest point of Iridia, surrounded by cold white walls. Well-dressed people stroll down the walkways, paying no attention to the massive tower in their midst. I'm the only one standing before the gates. I crane my neck up and up until the top of a cenobium tower disappears into the clouds overhead. The gates are so heavily enchanted that even standing near them sets my teeth on edge. Alchemically reinforced locks, invisible sigils of alarm, and who knows what else. Knocking seems like a terrible idea, but I don't see any other way of making my presence known. I'm halfway up the stairs when something moves in my peripheral vision. Oh, it's him! I know him. A shadowy figure crouches beneath one of the white walls. They reach out and tugs on a vine as if testing its strength. Oi! You there! The shadow vanishes quickly as I spotted it, and a gaunt-faced man in a crisp charcoal uniform marches up the steps towards me. Ugh, another tourist. Get out of here once you're done gawking. A dismissive wave accompanies his equally dismissive words, and he turns on his heel without even waiting for an answer from me. I look back at where I saw the intruder, but there's nothing, just the leaves blowing gently in a cool breeze. Ooh? I step away from the gates, hopelessness washing over me. Hello. A whisper, so close I can feel the warm brush of breath on my skin. I instinctively jerk away, but there's no one beside me. Halfway down the staircase, I spot a woman swaying in the breeze. She's gaunt as a rail, her blouse moth-eaten. I'm unable to take my eyes off her, not because of the way she smiles a little too widely, or the way her tousled braids look unbrushed for days, but because her eyes shine a vibrant, unnatural crimson. I'm both entranced and unsettled by their subtle glow. These days, you need a miracle to get in there. I'm unsure how to respond, or even if I should. Say nothing. After the experience I've just had, I'm not too keen on indulging strangers with small talk. Despite my silence, she maintains her unflinching stare and smile. Lucky for you, I have miracles for free. Whatever she's selling, I'm not interested. My words come out in a tired breath. No thanks. I start down the stairs, but she abruptly steps into my path. She turns her back to me, and before I can react, she slips her fingers under the lacing of her collar, stripping out of her the blouse in broad daylight. What are you... As worn fabric unveils bare skin, my panic is smothered by cold horror. A mishap, a misshapen sunken scar carves into the woman's body. Pitted, gnarled skin snakes down her shoulders, blooming from a gaping hole in the back of her neck. A shuddering breath escapes me. The fuck? By the looks of it, the disease that afflicted this woman ate away at her spine, leaving her with a hollowed vertebrae at the back of her neck. Huh. How is she able to move or breathe? It's impossible. She couldn't be alive, and yet... The power to cure anything can be yours too. The power of the sea spring. The woman slides back into her blouse and deftly laces it up. If I've caught your interest, then follow me. It's only a short walk away. Without another glance, she leisurely strolls down the cenobium stairs, loose braids bobbing behind her. The edge of her scar peeks out from under her collar. I stand there wordless until I manage to regain my bearings. It's a twisted miracle, but a miracle nonetheless. This could be the stupidest decision in my life, but what choice do I have? I take a final look at the cenobium shut gates, then follow her down the steps. We descend from the higher streets, leaving behind the gilded decadence as we cross the river. The wet, derelict districts feel more familiar to me. But the crimson-eyed woman takes me farther, then farther still, until I'm met with an all too familiar sight. Oh no. My gut lurches when I face the open horizon. The city's outskirts are hardly recognizable in daylight, and probably safer for it, but venturing beyond Iridia's walls is a gamble I wasn't prepared to take so soon. Keep going straight and the sea spring will reveal itself to you. I bark out a bitter laugh, loud and involuntarily. I'd rather not. Are you kidding? It's not safe out there. You're as safe as inside the city as outside of it. Truthfully, the territory before you is the safest of all. What do you mean? Territory. This region belongs to Ace. Most people know him as the gang leader, but he's much more than that. I squint against the empty wastelands. Only a fool or someone with nothing to lose would leave the city. Apparently I'm both. But if this sea spring cured her, I need to see what it can do for me. I set off into the wastes. Over my shoulder, the woman calls after me. Good luck, Sora. I hope we meet again. My heart pounds with each step I take from the civilization. For what it seems like an eternity, I force each foot forward, one step, then another, until a realization hits me. I never told the woman my name. Okay. Something pierces the horizon ahead of me. A building nestled into a tall cliffside, but so starkly out of place it might as well be a hallucination. It drips with extravagance and honeyed mahogany, an ornate jewel of architecture. A row of dark silhouettes stand out the horizon. Trees, I think, until I'm close enough to realize what I mistook for branches were spikes and jutting tendrils. Soulless. Several of them watch me in the distance like statues. I don't think I just run. Exploding into a messy sprint, I push my legs as fast as they'll take me towards that decorated building. Flashes of last night chase me. The gushes of blood and screams of death. The smell of burning flesh and sour bile. I can't go through that again, I won't. The next thing I know, I'm dashing up the wooden stairs and crashing through towering double doors. I gasp, my lungs burning from exertion. I'm desperate to be safe, but when I process my surroundings, it's more hellscape than sanctuary. Oh, this is the devil boy. Blood flows around me, an overwhelming vision with a lurid, unholy red instinctively. My hand leaps to my mouth. But the rotten stench of blood never comes. Instead, a smoky scent hangs in the air, sharp and spiced. I swallow thickly, convincing myself that it's not as gruesome as it appears. This has to be the sea spring, the place that grants miracles. Pulling my eyes away from the pool, I take in the rest of my environment. Tall pillars flank me, blanketed in written notes. Seating pillows scattered the floor. A rustic kettle sits nearby. Someone must live here, despite how eerily empty it is. Stay silent. You're trespassing into someone's house here. I approach the paper-covered pillars. Maybe something here can tell me more. I reach for... the closest one. I reach for a note in front of me. It reads, "Dear mother, don't cry for me. I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye, but we'll meet again in another life. I love you very much. From Iris. P.S. If you ever see me, never speak to me again." Well, it's written in perfect cursive. I've never seen such beautiful handwriting. Before I can ponder it any further, a sharp chill runs down my spine. Something's watching me. I quickly set the note back, my eyes darting around the wooden deck, but it's still empty, vacant. Finally, I look towards the sea spring. That stillness hides something deeper, something wrong. Hey. I'm sorry, I imagined in my head it was the Miles Morales. Like, puts hand on shoulder, looks seductively. Hey. I don't know, that's just really funny to me. I spin around and come face to face with the pack of Soulless. They chitter and growl, tendrils and spikes flaring threateningly, all different sizes and species but sharing one identical trait, glowing crimson eyes. I try to back away, but my heel teeters over the sea spring. I'm cornered. Watch your step, it's deeper than it looks. That voice again. At the sound of it, the Soulless freeze. Their snarls quieting. Oh, whoa. 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 I don't know, man. His hand is just very wow. Hi, sir. Like, just his hand. Like, we're just looking at his hand right now, and I'm already like, oh, whoa. The power this man has over me. I search for the voice's source, and it finds it above me, lounging in the rafters. Yo, there he is! My boy! You look lost, little sparrow. Ah! I don't have a time! Nice angle, perfectly normal. I know, this is perfectly normal. Hey, yo, why he got tentacles behind him? I'm pointing that out for reasons unknown, reasons I cannot explain. I have plans that I cannot share because the haters will sabotage me. I have plans that I cannot share because the haters will sabotage me. His gaze is like violent crimson, one that sears through me, leaves me feeling raw and exposed. No, but like, can I just say, this OST is banger. I wonder if they have it in Spotify, because I really want to listen to this. Because like, this is banger. They're the same eyes I've seen over and over. First with the scarred woman, now with the Soulless circling me. All bound by the sea spring's blood red. In the shroud of darkness behind him, shapes like massive tentacles twist and coil around the wooden beams. Whoa. I can't focus. The soulless growls rings in my ear. They're not advancing, but that could change at any second. Panic rises in my throat as I struggle to track them. Hey! Eyes on me! Oh! I am normal. I have plans that I cannot share because the haters will sabotage me. Yo, I have perfectly normal feelings for this man. I have perfectly normal feelings for this man. You know, going into this game, I thought I was going to be into either Leander or actually him, yeah. But I was not expecting him to have such an effect on me. This is like insane. My stomach rolls as I turn my eyes away from the soulless. Don't ignore someone who's talking to you. It's not polite. I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk to people. That's just my thing, you know. I can't approach pretty people. I just can't do that. It's a problem with me. For a moment, anger knocks my fear aside. Who is this bastard? Fuck you! Just straight up, fuck you! I look right into his unnerving eyes, holding his gaze defiantly. Fuck you! Is that better? A crooked grin cracks across his face. We'll work on it. Oh, I like his name. Like we just call him bastard. Bro, that's so like enemies to lovers. No, this is like everything I'm weak for. They have successfully targeted their audience for this character. Like this feels very targeted. I'm just saying. I scanned the soulless again. They really weren't attacking, posturing more than anything else, almost as if they were waiting for commands. Did you tame them? Power of the sea spring. They're hungry, so they might bite. You could give me a reason to stop them. How about I didn't do anything wrong? Trespassing. And that's punishable by death? He gives a non-committal shrug. Expecting mercy was your first mistake. My voice stops in my throat. This man's terse coolness is both infuriating and terrifying, and also very attractive. I rack my brain for a way to diffuse the situation. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. I'm not in the mood for guessing games. Your hands. Wait, yo? Alarm jolts through me. I hide my hands under my cloak. Show me. Why? Won't ask twice. With a sharp huff, I reluctantly hold out my bandaged hands. Are you getting off on this? Unwrap them. Yo. Bro, this is like, oh, and with the OST too, yo. Heat rushes to my face and fire to my tongue. I should give him a piece of my mind, but not when his soulless are one command from ripping me to shreds. Yet no matter how much I will myself to move, my body is frozen in place. I stand there for a long, agonizing minute. My hands are trembling when I finally raise them. I know the skin beneath the wrappings all too well, the hideous, unnatural flesh I've grown to despise. I grip the edge of the bandages. Stop. I'm not okay. With a weary sigh, the man slides off the beam and lands with a thud that shakes the panels underfoot. He's a monster, with an imposing figure that towers over me. I couldn't tell how tall he was before, but he's big. Illuminated by lantern light, his features were stronger, sharper. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the art, like, in this game? Like, I just want to appreciate the beautiful art. Definitely not a reason to stare at his assets or anything. But, like, bro, the art is just so beautiful. Like, I really, really enjoy the art. Like, can we just take a moment, like, to appreciate it? Thank you. Thank you. Subtle clinks of metal accompany each of his footsteps. The closer he gets to me, the faster my heart hitches. What does he want? Is he going to kill me? I step backwards. Snatch waist? You got that right. and find nothing to set my foot on. I'd forgotten my back was to the sea spring. I fall right before a warm hand catches my lower back. I'm hovering above the sea spring, the scent of smoke and leather enveloping me. Oh, he caught us. Blazing crimson eyes bore into mine. Told you to watch your step. I'm too stunned to muster a response. Like I weigh nothing, he guides me back to solid ground and steps back. Following a subtle gesture from his fingers, the souls around us disperse and relax. The shift in their demeanor is so abrupt it gives me whiplash. The enormous tentacles are no longer in the rafters, though now I doubt I ever saw them at all. Either way, I exhale a breath of relief. Thanks. As focused on me as he was before. No, we have to appreciate the artwork that the game developers have given us, you know? Like, this is, like, amazing work by the artist team of Red Spring Studio. Thank you so much for giving us this beauty of a man. Like, whoa. Whoa. As focused on me as he was before, the monster pays no attention to me now. He kicks some seating pillows out of the walkways, checks the contents of the kettle with a scowl. The sudden disregard is almost insulting. So that's it? I'm not a threat anymore. Never were one. Then why'd you threaten me? People get honest when they're afraid. His smile. Okay, definitely we're not drawing Kuras anymore. Definitely we're drawing this whoever this man is. This bastard. I believe his name was Ace. Like the crimson-eyed lady mentioned like this territory belongs to someone named Ace. So I believe that's his name. So we're drawing him. In other words, he was messing with me. I drag a hand over my face, exhausted by the fact that this is the second time a monster has provoked me today. You're Ace, aren't you? I'm so smart. I'm literally so smart. I should play Ace Attorney on stream next time. Depends on who's asking. One of your friends told me this was your territory. She also said you were a gang leader? But there's no one else here. I thought there'd be more people. Ace picks up the kettle and walks to the edge of the sea spring, then dumps out the contents into the endless red. Gang took a walk. Violently crying, bro. Look at his cute little face. Bro, I literally cannot. His pleasant smile stretches across his face ear to ear. Then in an instant it drops. I get the sense that I shouldn't ask about his gang again. What do you need the sea spring's power for? Depends. Can it cure a curse? Probably. You mean you don't know? Nope. He shakes out the empty kettle and starts collecting stray cups, tidying up. My frustration builds. I narrow my eyes at him in a questioning glare. Oh, whoa. Oh, bro, the power this man has over me by him making minute changes of his facial expression. The power this man has over me. That's like insane. That's like, can we just appreciate the can we just take some time to appreciate the artworks the devs have given us? Like, yo, this is just a demo, and like, once the full game releases, that's when I pass away. Like, legitimately, that's when I just evaporate into the air and hopefully land in Ace's arms somehow. I don't know how. We'll figure it out later. It's later's problem. But like, yo, when he notices, he returns it with an amused smirk. Are you being irritating on purpose? Listen, Sparrow, the sea spring can cure anything. Nothing stopping you from trying it yourself. What do I have to do? Drink. I have to drink from the sea spring? My eyes glide to the blob. I can't talk anymore. My eyes glide to the blood-like pool beside us. The idea of ingesting the strange liquid makes my guts churn. It's not as if I'm averse to elixirs or decorations, I've made my fair share of them. But one misstep and you can easily meet with a fate worse than death. Is there a price? Always. Ace taps his temple with a finger. You lose it a little bit. Ah, he's mentally ill. He's just like me, we're perfect for each other. That's it. Might have been already bitten you to the punch. My humor earns me an amused fanged grin. Hello? Hello there. I'm okay. Can we just take time to appreciate you guys? I'm like, okay. I'm like, fine. You know, I'm like, so normal. I have like normal feelings. I am so normal about this man. So normal, so normal. I have to breathe. Ugh. This is a little different. When you drink from the sea spring, you forget who you are. Your mind combines with everyone who ever drank before. Humans, monsters, soulless. One big happy family in your head. Hey, yo, me and my voices. Just like me for real. My blood runs cold. I've heard of these before. Group minds. Some legends suggest that independent minds can be physically linked together through a strong enough catalyst. It's never been done before. But something tells me this is real, even if one thing doesn't add up. Your eyes are red too, but you obviously haven't forgotten who you are. Before I can finish my sentence, Ace strides past me towards the entrance. Time's up. Let's finish this later. Wait, already? You barely told me anything. Came on a bad day. I've got somewhere to be. No, sir. The more you reject me, the more I want you. No! There are still so many questions burning on the tip of my tongue, but my frustration spills out before any of them. I was told to come here for help, but instead I get threatened and kicked out. You're joking, right? Watch your tone. I'm nice, but you don't want to ruin the host's mood. My skin prickles. The feeling of being watched washes over me again. My eyes dart back over to the sea spring. A lone ripple dances on the quiet surface. I take Ace's advice and clamp my mouth shut. Ace approaches a nearby soulless, a lanky dog-like one with 6 legs and a crown of tendrils. Several sets of crimson eyes adorn its sides. Its fork-tailed wags. Turned southern there. Wags rapidly when Ace squats beside it. He runs his finger through the tendrils, scratches its chin, and pats his head. I don't know why I struggled through that sentence. A gentle smile plays across his Ace's lips. The affection he holds for the soulless is painfully clear. Aww. I dip my eyes away, my stomach fluttering at the tender sight. There's so many things fluttering. It's getting dark out, so this pretty girl will guide you back. Following a short whistle from Ace's lips, it trots over to the entrance, obediently tail swaying. I watch the soulless warily. Pretty is not a word I would use to describe it, and the idea of protecting me sounds absurd. If I decide to drink, how should I find you? Find someone with eyes like mine. They'll point you in the right direction. But think over it. Once you drink, you can't go back. I am going to consume the sea spring. It's a lot to process, but I give a small nod. At least I know I have another option for a cure, as disturbing as it may be. Okay, I'm starting to get the premise of the game. Like, we're just finding options to cure, right? We have Kuras, the doctor, who can help us, and we have Leander. I don't know what fear is. I don't know what fear's supposed to offer us. And Ace offers us the sea spring. I see now. Also, just like, I forgot to mention this, but I went into this blind, so yeah, there's that. I follow the soulless at a measured distance and watch it nudge the giant doors open with ease. When I am about to cross the threshold, I sneak one last glance behind me. My heart skips a minute. I meet Ace's eyes. I'm about to snap my head away. but he just flashes me an easy smile. The next time, Samara, I'll buy you a drink for scaring you. Yo, I'm so insane. I've gone absolutely insane over this man. I don't trust myself to do anything but respond with another curt nod. Yo, insane. That's so insane. Outside, more crimson crimson I see the emojis. Just like me for real. Outside, more crimson-eyed, soulless scuttle about. It's hard to believe it's the same threatening pack from before. They chase each other in circles, roll around the bog's mud. Aw. They pay no attention to me as the dog-like one escorts me away. It's an uneventful trip sometimes. The soulless looks over its shoulder at me to make sure I'm still following. Dusk darkens the sky by the time we reach the city. The soulless sits and looks at me expectantly with familiar crimson eyes. We pat it! We pat the doggy! Pat the doggy! As nervous as I am, I carefully glide my fingers across the soulless's tendrils and scratch beneath its chin, just like Ace's had. Dude, any game that gives us the option to pet the dog for free, that's like a W. Unlike a certain game. It pushes into my palm in response, rumbling with a sound akin to a purr. The vibrations are soothing, almost healing my fatigue. Konbawa! When it's satisfied, the soulless spins around and scampers back into the direction we came, vanishing into the darkness. It's barely my first day in Iridia, and I've already encountered so many things I thought were impossible. Tame soulless being one of them. My head spins. Maybe I should call it a day. Yo, that's like insane. Like Ace is like insane. Nightfall creeps across the streets of Iridia, the city labyrinthine, even in certain gacha games, even in daytime, has become wary of treacherous alleyways. Are we going to see Leander again? Are we going to sleep together again? Leander, please! Give me a chance! The streets are completely deserted. If I hadn't been here earlier, I would have thought this part of the city abandoned. I make my way through the winding streets, doing my best to keep my bearing towards the wet wick. My steps slow when I hear a rustling in the dark. I strain my ears, but everything is still. Is the silence playing tricks on me? Something is wrong. Something's definitely wrong in this city, in Iridia. The fine hairs on the back of my neck prickle, a frisson of discomfort running down my spine. Something is wrong. My eyes dart from one side of the street to the other, searching for movement, but the shadows are as deep as dark as pools of ink, and I see nothing. I can't stay here. I need to reach a busier part of the city. Drawing my cloak tighter around my body, I hurry on my way. Though I keep my eyes sharp and listen intently, there's only the sound of my own footsteps. As the moments pass, nothing happens, I begin to wonder, maybe I really did imagine that noise? I turn the next corner and my thoughts come screaming to a halt. My head spins, the world blurring as adrenaline rushes through my veins. Only one thing is clear amidst the haze. Oh, okay. It's the dog. It's the soulless that attacked the caravan. It's crouched over a dark, indistinct shape, a body. A garland of intestines spill from pallid flesh. Blood gouts from the cobblestones. For a mercy, the soulless is too distracted by its meal to have noticed me. My feet feel heavy as stones, but I can't just stand there. Holding my breath, I take a step backwards. When the wet, slurping sounds don't abate, I take another, then another. Then a shard of glass, of course, crunches under my heel. The world seems to slow to a crawl as the soulless raises its head, blood dripping from its tendrils, every single one of its sulphurous, bulging eyes fixed unblinkingly on me. It's really here. It's come back for me. Run. I'm off like a shot, running for my life through the darkened streets. Behind me, a piercing bay splits the silence, and a heavy footfalls pound after me. My heart thunders in my chest. I take turns at random, trying to lose it in the maze of streets, but I can't seem to shake it. I can hear its breathing now, a wet, fluttering rasp growing closer and closer. The same claws that severed my arm swipe out. I duck, saved by pure reflex, and skid around a corner. I take 3 running strides before the bottom drops out of my stomach. A wall twice as high as me bars my way, a dead end. When I turn around, the Solus looms in the entry to the alleyway. It's no longer running. It doesn't have to. As it prowls closer, my thoughts race. Some of the buildings lining the streets are lit. There must be people inside. It's a long shot, but... Scream for help. Somebody help me! My voice rings through the shadowed streets. Silhouettes pass by the windows, but nobody answers. In this wretched world, few people will stick their neck out to help their own flesh and blood. Never mind a stranger. The Solus, provoked by my shouting, gives a rasping hiss. It's the only warning I get before it lunges for me with a flash of claws. I hurl myself to the side, but the slick cobblestones betray me. I fall, sprawling over to the rough stone. As the Solus looms over me, I scramble my way from it until my back hits the wall. There's nowhere left to go. It descends on me for the kill. But the impact never comes. Oh, hello. We have a new boyo. We have a new boyo. Oh. I warily crack one eye open, then the other, not sure whether I should believe what I'm seeing. A hooded figure crouches in front of me, one blood-stained hand outstretched. Oh, it's him! It's the mysterious guy from the cenobium. Moonlight silvers at the edge of the stiletto knife. Their face and hands are splattered with blood. And the Solus. My eyes start past my unexpected rescuer, to the misshapen from behind them. The Solus's many eyes, once restless and vibrant, now look dull and waxy. A red pool spreads slowly from under its body. Numb with shock, I can't help but stare. It's dead. After all people it's killed, after nearly killing me twice. I can hardly believe it. Well? I gently take the offered hand. The stranger's gaze dips into my bandages. Pale lips part, on the brink of a question, then close again. With a strength belying their slight frame, they pull me to my feet. Yo, the hunter is pretty. So pretty. Hello, sir. As soon as I'm way on my 2 feet again, they pull away from me and start wiping the blood from their face and hands. Okay, I'm gonna go on a tiny little tangent. I typically design OCs, right? And oh my god, this character, the hunter right now, looks so much like an OC I designed. And I'm like, yo, I'm not original. Well, but it is what it is. It's fine. I can always redesign my OC. It's okay. The art framing is so good. Yeah. The dialogue, everything, I'd say it's like really good, especially for a demo now. I really can't wait until the full game is out. Like, so far right now, I believe Red Spring Studio, the game developers, are doing Kickstarters. And yeah, go support them. This is not an ad, but yeah, they're doing merch, and like the merch is like actually really cool. So like, yeah. If you can support them, go support them. You can also support them by playing this demo. This is not an ad. But yeah, I just love them. I just love the boys, specifically Ace. But like, we won't mention who's my favorite boyo. But like, well, let's just continue. Stay there. They turn away from me stiffly, leaning over the Solus's gangly body. With their back towards me, I realized that I saw their hooded silhouette at the cenobium. You're shorter than I thought. Yes, insult the man who just saved you. They give me a startled look, before their eyes narrow. It seemed I've touched a nerve. I'm surprised you think at all. Wow, okay. Maybe I deserve that. Aligns with your taste in design. Yeah, dude, exactly. This is like amazing. Like, This is just so amazing. Like my eyes are like having they're having a positive reaction over it, just saying. Like it's just so, the design is designing right now. It's amazing. Before I can formulate a response, they continue. What are you thinking, traveling alone at night? This is far from the worst thing haunting Lowtown. I can't make heads or tails of them. First they save me, now they scold me. I mean, technically we kind of insulted him, so like, yeah, it's fair, you know. Lesson learned. I could do without the lecture though. And I could do without you calling me short. Exactly. Point taken. Oh. Oh. Okay, there you go. Point taken. Their attention guides back to the soulless corpse. They examine it with an inscrutable expression. I clear my throat to fill the silence. I'm Sora. Min. Suddenly Min tenses. Their blade flashes as they drive it into the base of the soulless skull, right between the cervical vertebrae. Anatomy. The soulless thrashes once, letting out a rattling hiss as the air leaves its lungs. Min leans on the blade, diving it deeper and deeper until there's a sickening crunch, and the creature goes limp. My heart thuds in my chest. It must have been clinging to life by a thread. Min straightens up, withdrawing their blade in a single smooth motion. Better to put wretched things like this out of their misery. They calmly lead the blood from their knife. Oh, they use they them. I have. Okay, now I know. They struck with surgical precision. Their quick, clean movements are familiar. Oh, wait. What the red... I forgot what the red dialogue does. What does the red... We'll click on it. We'll click on it. Are you a scientist? Min stops mid-motion, lifting their head to stare at me. You knew exactly where to strike. Have you studied anatomy or medicine? Not quite. Why is the soulless inside the city? Min looks at me, eyes searching before realization dawns. You're new here. There's no walls around the city. Soulless can come and go as they please, until someone is contracted to stop them. The Cenobium's patrols don't bother to protect Lowtown. Not anymore. Let me guess, you're not a fan of the Cenobium. I wouldn't go that far. Their brow abruptly furrows as they sheathe their knife, motioning for me to follow them. It's not safe here. The vultures can smell death. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I don't want to stay lost in the city. I trail behind them as they strike down the street. If it's so dangerous, then why are you helping me? You were making an unbearable racket. Next time you walk into a soulless's claws, at least die quietly. Their answer is stingingly harsh. I just need to find my logic. I just want to go back to Leander. I don't know what you mean. I hold my hands up, trying to forestall any more snippy comments. Alright, I get it. I'd love to get out of your way, but I'm sort of lost. I just need directions back to my lodgings. What makes you think I'll help you? Nothing, but there's no harm in asking. That seems to catch them off guard. Their brow knits, and they look away, scowling. How troublesome. Sora? Leander? Oh, it's Kuras! Oh, Kuras, hello, sir! Doctor! Hello, yes, I am your patient. Hello. I turn, surprised by the voice. Kuras walks down the streets towards us. His white and gold clothing is pristine, despite the grime of the city. Hello, Min. I see that soulless was your work. Min shrugs. There's a familiarity to the way they regard each other. Just insult Min again, but I like Min. Like, there's no reason for me to be mean, except, like, it's there, you know? Like, I can be mean to him, so, like... I didn't know you had friends, Min. I don't. Freelance work is dangerous, and Kuras is a doctor, that's all. Sora needs to get back to wherever they're staying, before they wander into the jaw of another soulless. It is late. Were you able to find this place to stay, Sora? I'm staying at the Wet Wick. Both their faces fall. I see. Would you like a guide? It might be preferable to wandering about alleyways. That would be nice. Min clicks her tongue and sighs, sounding mildly put out. Going to the Amaryllis district? That gaudy cesspit? Come, this way. Despite Min's clear distaste, when Kuras leads me down the street, they keep peace with us. Catching my curious glance, Min's eyes narrow. It's not safe this late. I don't care about you, but Kuras is the only doctor worth a damn in this place. Are you like this with everyone? The deadpan look Min gives me is answer enough. I catch Kuras hiding a slight smile. I suppress a sigh and resign myself to having a grumpy shadow all the way back to the wet wick. The route Kuras takes is completely different from my slow meandering earlier in the morning. In no time at all, he cuts through darkened streets and twisting alleys. It seems like half the city has poured into the Amaryllis district's colorful streets. Laughter, clinking glasses, and music assault my ears from every direction. Yet the most noise still comes from the wet wick. Its doors hang wide open, lanterns lit. Here we are. Yo, I'm just saying thank you to the game devs for providing us with such beautiful artwork. I am mesmerized. I am looking respectfully towards Kuras, the doctor. Yes, here we are. He moves towards the door and Min lets out an audible huff. Don't tell me you're going in. I have some quick business with Leander. Ugh, fine. He still owes me for yesterday's work. I'm just saying, if you can admire it, like, it's there, you know. Like, I can admire it, and I don't mind admiring it live with everyone, you know. It's just like, you know, if I can admire it, it's technically for art reference, okay? It's for research purposes, okay? As soon as the doors open, a wave of sticky heat rolls over me. In the hours since I left, the wick has grown suffocatingly crowded. Kuras stands out, easily ahead of bodies. Pardon me? The crowd parts as though answering his request. Kuras glances over his shoulder at Min and me before gliding through. How can anyone breathe in here? Min follows Kuras at a clip pace. Leander, there he is! Leander is right where I left him, although he's traded places with the bartender. Oh, he's a bartender! He holds a pair of shot glasses filled to the brim with luminous green liquid, and offers his finishing touch. A flash of magic paints the glasses white with frost. You're never gonna guess what's in these. Leander slides the glasses across the bar, and I get my third and fourth shocks of the evening in rapid succession. Ah! Ah! I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting him. I wasn't expecting him to be here, okay? I knew Leander was gonna be here, but like, why the hell is he here? Like, what? Ah! I'm sorry. It's just a shock. He catches the glass and lifts it onto the light before turning it upside down. You guys, I love him so much. The contents magically congealed, stay firmly in place. You're supposed to make drinks, pretty boy. Don't tell me you're wasted already. Veer perched on the bar's counter. Ace takes a single look at the shot glass and shakes his head. What have we here? A bucket full of boogers? Leander's nose treasure? You've eaten worse. Veer's lips twitch and ears flatten when Ace offers him a glass. He turns his cheek with a sniff, and Ace just snickers. Coward. Don't tell me you're actually... In one fluid motion, Ace throws his head back and downs the shot. Look, I am presented, like, with these artworks, like, and I'm an art student, okay? It's technically a part of my job to be able to observe, analyze, and study art for not only the well-being of my work, but, like, also to just study and appreciate it for my own enjoyment. So, like, there's really nothing wrong with it. Like, if it's presented to me, you know? Yes. The two men, well... drinking that. A dark look crosses Ace's face. It's chewy. Chewy? Let me try that again. Behind me, Min grumbles. I told you this place was a nest of degenerates. If it isn't Kuras and Min. At the sound of Leander's voice, Min's pale eyes grow wide. They look ready to bolt until Kuras sets a hand on their shoulder. I promise this will not take long. Min's eyes dart from Kuras's hands to his face, then soften. Fine, you first. While they step forward, I linger behind, struck by a sudden revelation. All of the people I've met today know each other. Huh, I wonder why. Good evening, Leander, Ace. Another drinking competition, I presume? Whoa, 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 whoa. Look, if I am presented the choice to see what is presented to me by the game, then I will take that choice to look at them. You know, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Not look at them? Like, look at him. Look at him. Like, I look at him too. Like, how am I not supposed to look? Like, awooga, I'm going insane. I am so normal. I have very normal feelings. Yes. Oh, is it evening already? Could have sworn it was earlier. Just some friendly rivalry, Doctor. Nothing to be afraid of. Yo, his smirk does things to me. That's like insane. Kuras acknowledges Leander and Ace with the slightest nod, ignoring Veer entirely. Not that Veer seems to mind. He tilts his head and an impish smile curves his lips when he spots Min looming silently behind Kuras. I almost didn't see you there, Min. Looking for your booster seat? Oh, his hair! Oh, he's cute. They're cute. Min pushes back their hood. They level Veer with a cold look. I thought Ace wasn't allowed to bring his pets in here. Veer's tail gives an angry twitch. Yo, we're getting a CG. Yo. At the first sign of an impending fight, Leander vaults clear over the counter. Yo, Leander. He slides in between Ace and Kuras. Now, let's try to keep the peace. It's not every day the esteemed doctor takes us up on a drink. Yo, but like, really, Kuras is like a fine specimen. What a buffet of fine wine. Exact. Yo, I'm so touch-starved right now. Yo, I like desperately. No, I'm not going to thirst over men on live stream, but like, I am very touch-starved. Suddenly feeling a little bit touch-starved, you know? Like, hello? His arm sneaks around Kuras's shoulder. You are finally taking me up on that drink, right, Kuras? I am afraid not. We were merely escorting Sora back to their lodgings. Kuras gestures in my direction and my stomach sinks. I reluctantly step into the light. Look, I can see him, like, in the corner. Like, I'm just so distracted by it. As soon as he sees me, Leander's face brightens. Sora! It's been too long. Everyone, this is Sora. They're new to Iridia. I feel 5 pairs of eyes fix onto me, and suddenly the far feels suffocatingly small. My voice nearly catches in my throat. We've already met. Actually, I've already met everyone. You've already met? Look at him! He's there with the in all his beauty land. Look at his, I can see his thigh poking. Like, oui, exquisite dinner, 10 out of 10. What a buffet of fine wine. As Ace and Fear level me with subtly amused. I catch something else on my throat. Oh my god. Veer's tail gives a lazy wag. We did, not that long ago either. I'm starting to suspect they're stalking me. He looks far too pleased with himself when I roll my eyes. What a... Oh no, whoa. I'm just saying. Whoa. Hey, this game is not healthy for my mentally ill ass. Look at Min. Yo! Bro, I'm like going through so many emotions right now that I cannot explain. That I do not wish. I have plans that I cannot share because the haters will sabotage me. I have plans I cannot share because the haters will sabotage me. Bro, this game. This calls for drinks. What does everyone want? In an instant, all eyes turn to Leander, freeing me from the burden of attention. I still can't believe they all know each other. Watching them talk amongst themselves feels surreal. But for the first time since I undertook the journey to Iridia, I feel a faint glimmer of hope. I know I was meant to meet them. The low, pleasant rumble of Leander's laughter pulled me away from my restless thoughts. Ha! Well, color me surprised. You make fast friends, Sora. I wouldn't go that far. We're more like acquaintances. We have touched hands, Leander. How are we just acquaintances? Leander, we have touched hands. Okay. A wise man once said that acquaintances are merely friends you haven't shared a drink with yet. A wise man? You said that. Here, last week. I can hear Mint's lip curl with a distaste from across the bar. Leander clears his throat and continues, unperturbed. Let's toast to Sora's health. Care to join in, Doctor? Kuras politely declines with a wave of his hand. How about you, Min? No. Are you? No. A resounding pop pierces the din of the bar. We all turn in the direction of the noise. Veer looks almost bashful as he accepts an overflowing flute from the bartender, poured from a bottle of so old its label has been worn blank. They serve champagne here? Since when? Veer pauses in the middle of licking champagne from his finger. Oh, yo, from his fingers, with a coy smile. You don't mind, do you? In a transformation as impressive as his magic trick, the concern on Leander's face vanishes. He laughs softly. No, be my guest. I know you've got expensive taste. Haha. Ha ha ha. Then he shoots the bartender a frantic look. Unbothered or uninterested in his company, Ace cants his head at me. At me! At me! At me! A light smile on his lips. How about you, Sparrow? Sparrow. I'm his sparrow. We're all his sparrows. I did say I'd buy you a drink earlier. Yes, you did. No, my treat. Ace regards Leander over the lips of his glass. In the dim light, the glint in his crimson eyes looked downright dangerous. What'll it be? I'll take that drink. Yo, we getting lit up in this place, you know? We getting lit. I'll take you up on that drink, as long as it's not one of those green shots. Don't knock them till you tried them. They taste better than they look. Somehow I doubt that, but I hold my tongue long enough for Leander to go behind the bar. He's lying, isn't he? When I glance at Ace, he only shrugs. Like I said, they were chewy, probably poisoned too. He considers it own drink, a tumbler of amber-colored whiskey. Leander's tried to kill me a dozen times by now. It's always a gamble. Veer clicks his tongue in disapproval. When he finally looks my way, it's with a half-lidded gaze, softened by his third glass of champagne. Were I you, I wouldn't let Leander put anything in my mouth. Yo, I'd be putting something. Okay, I won't finish that sentence. He fans his fingers over his chest, voice dripping with fake reverence. The Wet Wick is some of the finest drinking establishments in all of Iridia. While you're here, you may as well partake of the signature watered-down drinks and stale nut leather. He swoops his hand towards a chipped ceramic bowl filled with spindly, speckled jerky that I can only assume is nut leather. What is with the food in this city? As abysmal as you make it sound, this place is completely packed. It's not all bad. Depending on the day, the food's edible. Ace takes a measured sip of his drink. Gotta stick around for the real attractions, though. Before I can ask what he means, Leander returns with a tumbler that he sets in front of me. Uneven chunks of ice bob in a pool of reddish-purple alcohol. I sniff the drink suspiciously. To my relief, this time all I smell is a sharp, clean scent of gin with an undercurrent of fermented fruit. Hell yeah, let's go. I love wine. Let's go. Let's get lit. Relax. Okay, it's plum gin, but it's fine. Relax, it's the local specialty, plum gin. Although if you're feeling more adventurous, I shake my head. Leander wraps his knuckles against the bar until the group falls silent. Alright everyone, let's toast. May Sora stay in Iridia be full of bright adventures and discoveries. Cheers! Leander, Ace, and Veer raise their glasses in unison. Min only crosses their arms and Kuras watches with polite indifference. No, I'm just saying, Kuras is like very beautiful. Like that, he's insanely beautiful. Like, what a beautiful man. Like, that's like insane. I just have to mention that, you know. I tip back my drink. The plum gin is eye-wateringly strong. Despite a sharp medicinal edge, it goes down smooth. One sip softens the edge of my vision. The next fades the din of the crowded bar into a low, persistent murmur. I find myself unwinding for what it feels like for the first time in years. Aww. Aren't you the popular one? I'm guessing you met Kuras first. It would be more accurate to say that I found them. He saved my life. I merely performed my duty as a doctor. Although I must admit that I was confused when I woke up missing all my clothes. Leander makes a choked noise. Somewhere behind him, Min sighs. It's not what you think. Sora was in grave condition. I could hardly treat such injuries through tattered clothes. The silence that follows stretches uncomfortably long. I look away, unable to face Kura's disappointment. Oh no, he's disappointed in us. And catch Veer snickering behind his hand. That's my cue to change the topic. Kuras isn't the only one who saved me today. Don't you listen? I didn't save you. You were simply there. That's Min for you. Leander reaches for Min, but they duck under his arm with practiced ease, without so much as looking his way. As reliable as they are moody, that's a mood. You're one to talk considering you neglected to warn them to stay off the streets at night. Oh, I might have gotten a little bit distracted. Min's only response is a short breath. At any rate, I never got a chance to thank you, Min. Don't. The less soul is alive, the better. For a heartbeat, Min's eyes flick toward Ace, and their lips twist. Ace is too busy nodding along to Veer's enthusiastic pantomime to stabbing. Of stabbing? To notice. Lost, no doubt, in an enthralling discussion. I've had enough of this hellhole. Let's go. Min and Kuras share a brief look, then the doctor speaks up. Very well, but there is something that I must discuss with Leander, if you'll excuse us. And just like that, the three of them depart, leaving me alone to savor my gin in silence. Or so I think, until I hear a voice so soft and low it's practically a purr. Lost your tour guide? I turn to find crimson and pink eyes trained on me. It's not lost on me that they chose the instant the others left to strike, just my luck. I had to be abandoned with the two most irritating people I've met all day. Monsters or not, there's no telling what I'll do if either of them push me again. Don't tell me Leander already snuck off to get his knob slobbered out. Oh, whoa. Knob slobbered out back? Yo. He's got business with Kuras and Min. 2-on-1 business, Isn't he lucky? I can't tell if it's the champagne or the company, but Veer has grown noticeably more relaxed. He sits with his chin propped on the back of his hand. His ears twitch whenever a hiccup shakes his shoulders. Why are you so far away? Come join us. He passes the empty bar stool beside Ace, but I hesitate. The smile Veer wears is sweet and distinctly sly. And with drinks in the mix, I dread how he and Ace will mess with me next. We don't bite. Okay, I'm sorry. It was just a visceral reaction. It's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. I'm not sure about that. Just hours ago, he tried to rob me, and you threatened me. Me? Steal? Surely you're mistaken. You sure it was me? Yes, it was you. And then you had the gall to kick me out just so you could go drinking. He gives another one of his shrugs. I was lonely. I can be there for you, sir, if you just gave me the chance. A simpler answer than I expected, but I guess I can't fault him for that. Veer suddenly slumps forward, gossamer sleeves pulling where he rests his elbows on his knees. Ace sets his hand on Veer's waist, narrowly preventing him from tipping off the counter. How about we start fresh, Begin with the proper introductions, get off on the right foot and whatnot. I'll start. The name's Veer, Hunter Extraordinaire. Veer's right hand flutters to his chest and he bows his head, flinching when his hair falls into his eyes. Ace doesn't say anything, so I suppose it's my turn now. It's Sora. Veer considers me for a long moment, his tail idly swaying behind him. Then he knocks back the rest of his champagne. It's a pleasure to formally meet you, Sora. He says my name slowly and deliberately, savoring every syllable. A tingle jumps down my spine. I quickly turn my gaze away. Ace smirks at my reaction over the rim of his glass. It's something funny, Ace. No. I open my mouth just to close it as quickly. They want me to react, goading me into another ridiculous game. While their sharp cat-like eyes keep me on edge, something about this tension is fun. It must be the gin. A flash of white over Ace's shoulder catches my eye. Across the bar, Caressa's heads for the door. I don't see Leander or Min, but it feels wrong to let him leave without saying goodbye. I'll be back. Veer hums and wags his fingers at me as I leave. I slip through the crowd, careful not to touch anyone. But just as I'm nearing Caress... Oh! Gah! I stagger, shoulder checked by a man with a neck thicker than both my thighs. He stares down at me, nostrils flaring. Out of my way, shit stain. My words spill out on their own. You watch it. I regret them as soon as they leave my mouth. That fucking gin. The roughneck wheels around, shoving a bloodhound out of the way so he can close in on me. What did you say? He shoves me backwards, sending me tumbling to the sticky floor. I'm fine, but my heart leaps into my throat when I see the roughneck bearing down on me. You're trying to start something here? The roughneck freezes, his fist cocked back. A group of bloodhounds called by the commotion circle him, sizing him up. For what feels like an agonizingly long moment, the roughneck looks from me to the bloodhounds. Finally, he sniffs and spits on the floor next to me. The lob narrowly misses my cheek. Screw it, too many freaks in this circus tonight. He turns his back on me and comes face to face with Ace. A dangerous smile spreads across his face. You'll do. What happens next is a blur. Yo! Ace's fist crashes into the roughneck's jaw, causing an eruption of gasps, shouts, and even cheers around us. I scramble to my feet as the frantic pour a crowd. Hello, Butler Bastion! Hello, welcome back. Semangat streamnya ya. Makasih. I scramble to my feet right as the frantic crowd swarms around me, cutting off my sight of everything and everyone. Though through the ruckus, I hear Leander shouting, Hey, Ace, take it outside. Ignore them, everyone. Look, drinks are on me. With those 4 words, the wake erupts with hoots and hollers. The ring around me disperses as bloodhounds and onlookers rush towards the bar. Through the thinning crowd, I catch glimpses of familiar faces. Ace vanishes out the back, dragging the roughneck behind him. Kuras lingers near the door, searching, I suspect, for any wounded before they departs. Min draws their hood up tight as they slip out the side door, while Veer leans over the counter to swipe a glass of wine from behind the bar, and Leander, seated at the opposite end of the bar, gestures dramatically and apologetically at the bartender. In the space of a heartbeat, I realize that there's no telling when I will see any of them ever again. Whoever I pursue may be the last person I get to speak to tonight. I follow. You know, we all know who we're going with. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. We're going with Ace. Yes, who would have thought? It was very obvious from the start of the stream. We already know. Thank you, Butler Sebastian. You're always so nice. Thank you. Morbid curiosity draws me after Ace. I slink out the back of the wet wick. I think it's safe to save here, actually, because we can save this for another time because I have 30 minutes left for before I will end the stream, and I did promise to draw. I did promise to draw, so uh let's go. So we all know who we're drawing, okay, today. We all know who we are drawing, okay? Let me just get some references here. Hold on your horses. Hold on your horses tight there, Missy. I'm just collecting some crucial references because we are in need of proper references to properly capture the man himself, you know? Okay. Like, you know, you guys understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me set up my clip studio. Hold on your horses. We got 30 minutes left. We're fine. We're doing good. We're pumped. We're hyped. Let's go. Let's go, everyone. I'm going to my man, and nothing can stop me. You hear? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing can stop me. Okay, let me set up my CSP first. It's just, you know, he's just amazing. I literally have no words. Like, genuinely, I have no words. I have so many excuses. Okay. So many excuses for this man. Okay. Where are my references? Where did they go? Where did my references go? No, I found them. I have them. I have my very crucial references. So I don't think I'm gonna draw like a full illustration because I still have to learn how to draw him because one of the most crucial parts of like being an artist that most people don't talk about, I believe, is like when you want to draw a new character, you typically have to learn how to draw them. Like you typically have to learn like how to portray their character. And that's like something that I struggle a lot with actually when drawing is that I can never exactly portray the character well, especially with my first time drawing. Sometimes I'm lucky with it. Sometimes like, oh yeah, that looks like him. But then most of the time it's like, who is that? That doesn't even look like him. But yeah, so right now we're just doodling, we're just studying how, how he looks like, his crucial features, his crucial assets. We're taking notes, okay? So he's got little horns. Very cute, very cute. Those are his very important features. Little horns, his hair. I feel like a little girl. I feel like a little girl like drawing their crush on their notebook and it's like doodling like Mr. and Mrs. Like in those rom-coms. I feel like that right now, but with A's. Like I'm kicking my feet up, like giggling and all that stuff. Yeah. That's me right now. So I'm gonna do something simple. I'm not gonna do something super rendered. I'm doing something really stupid, like a stupid doodle. Because I feel like that's really the fastest way for me to learn how to draw a character is by doodling really stupid pictures of the character, which I don't usually show because, again, they're very stupid and I usually just delete them right after. But today we'll post them. Today you'll see my stupidity at its finest. So yeah, let me play some music actually. Yeah, we've been chilling. Is the music heard? Wait, let me adjust the audio. Is audio good? Music good? I'm going to assume it is. Yeah. So yeah. So let's talk about what we just witnessed with Ace. So we know he got stupid fangs. Stupid little bitty fangs. You know? He's a wonder. He's a wonder in the world. I wonder what he's thinking about in his little brain all the time. You know, he looks like he's not thinking much for some reason. He's giving off that Gintama vibe. Like the cool type of character, but like we all know, but like he's not that cool. Like he's not that cool. Like he tries to play it off as cool. But we all know what he is. I know what you are. No thoughts, head empty. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. This is going to be really stupid. Wait. I'm like so head empty. Only Ace right now. I literally cannot think of anything else other than this man right now. It's like insane. It's a bracelet. It's got rings. His necklace drops down here. See, like to me, it's like making a reference sheet, but like by making it simpler, you're making things easier for yourself. You know, like you get me? Cause like usually when I look at like when I take a reference from straight from like the illustration, I typically miss out a lot of like the finer details of the character. And by doing this, like this stupid doodle, I can just kind of take my time. Not take my time, but like basically jot notes about what's so uh you know what makes them stand out in terms of character design, because it is a fundamental rule in character design where you need your characters to be distinguishable. For example, from afar they have to be able to be distinguishable simply. Like for example, there's this rule in character design that uh that's pretty famous, is the 3 color block example, which is if I put down red and then brown and then blue, that should evoke a character for you. It could be Mario, it could be anyone, but basically the rule dictates that any good character design is capable on living off on this principle. And this theory is sort of like that, but you expand the 3 blocks into like a chibi, like a little guy. You simplify it as a little guy, at least for me, because that's what works for me personally. It works differently for everyone, but yeah, this method just basically helps me from not missing out on any details. Especially when I'm doing like a big illustration, I tend to miss details. That's what I learned from doing like Genshin Impact fan art back in 2020, where I did a lot of Genshin fan art, and we all know how Genshin characters look. They're very complex. They're very intricate, like lots of details. Like it's very easy to miss, especially if you're starting out the illustration straight into sketching out your composition and stuff. You tend to forget the tiny details in the end, and I usually, for me at least, I'm usually too lazy to add them in. So I'm like, oh well, I forgot. There you go, I forgot. And yeah, so it's just easier for me to, I guess, train my hand and body. No, not my body. Train my hand and mind, I guess, to memorize what I'm drawing. Because instead of you spending lots of time drawing like a super rendered, a super detailed character over and over again, like fully detailed like this over and over again, you're just going to be wasting your time. You're not really going to be you're going to be more focused on the details, I believe. You're not really going to be focusing on what actually makes the character design pop out. So these are just fundamentals, just practice that you can do with either your own characters or any characters that you want to draw fan art of. It's just a fun exercise. Like, it's just a fun warm-up. Bro for gore, yeah. It do be like that. Excuse me, I have to cough. Okay, I coughed. But yeah, I don't know if anyone does this other than me, honestly, because I've talked to some of my art mutuals and I don't think any of them do this. Because I'm speaking from my own experience from drawing Genshin fan art again, where I would like keep forgetting all the details, and I would be like, oh no, I forgot all the details, blah 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 blah, and it'd be like, man, it just feels like incomplete when you're painting and you're like, oh, I could have drawn like their earring, but I didn't. Well, there's that. And I'd say it's really important, especially when you're starting to do commissions where, you start to take on people's characters, and, you kind of don't want to disrespect your client by forgetting like crucial accessories that they put on their characters. So you can kind of use this as practice, I guess, to keep in note of like what stands out, of what makes the character stand out. I'm so sad I missed the game, sigh. I mean, you can always watch the VOD. It's fine. It'll be up. You didn't miss much. Well, you missed some things. You missed me going insane and absolutely crazy. But it's fine. You can always watch the VOD. It's gonna be up anyways. I'm not gonna take it down. Yeah. Wait, let me grab the other reference. Doobie. Okay, I kind of want to redraw this because I like this expression of his that he has. Will I be able to doodle this in 20 minutes? Maybe. We'll see. Am I up for the challenge? I don't think so, but we can try. But yeah, it kind of like this kinds of, for me at least, it serves as like a training for like my eyes, because I'm kind of stinky poopy head sometimes when I draw. Like I literally don't think. Personally, when I draw, I would always really focus on the face, and then I would literally forget all the details. That was like the biggest reasons why I would forget all the details, because I would be so fixated on like, oh, making the face look good, making the face look handsome, or like look a certain way, and it would always mess me up, especially when you're drawing very detailed characters, where I spend all my energy on the face and I spend none of it on anything else. So yeah, it tends to leave my art looking like a bit flat sometimes, I admit. But yeah, but it's something that I'm working on right now, trying to really focus in on what makes the character, the overall character design, pop out in my illustrations, and not just drawing the face of the character. I think it was a good thing I missed the game. It would immediately be flagged. Well, Nico, we have chat rules. That's why we have hint. We have a moderator. It's okay. Wait, I'm not sure why this is happening. What is this happening? TSP, hello. Okay. It's okay. That's why we have hint, okay? But if you make hint work like more than he should, then I will bonk you. Like, I will bonk you from chat. But yeah, it's just really important. The reason that I really get fixated on the face is because when you're doing an illustration, typically the first thing that your viewers would see is the face of the character that you're drawing. That's typically where the eyes are led when you draw an illustration. Like for example here, when you look at Ace here, you would literally see his face. The first thing, at least, your eyes sees, unless you're Boti, I guess. Boti would instead look here, but we're not all Boti. So like, yeah. So if you're a normal person, you're not Boti, then your eyes would be led to the face. And that's why I typically hyperfixate on it, because that's where your viewers are generally getting, oh, the first impression of your illustration. That's why, yes. Sometimes it's just the call out. It had to be done. Like, you're here. It had to be done. Yeah. So yeah, just, I guess like recently I've been trying to be more aware of when I'm too focusing on the face. Like I would try to reel back and like stop whatever I'm doing and just like focus more on like, oh, what am I missing? Am I missing his necklace? Am I missing his maybe his ears aren't pointed and I drew them wrong? It's mostly like trying to be your own editor, trying to be your own supervisor when you're drawing. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, as an artist, you kind of have to do your whole like shebang. You kind of have to manage, like, especially when you want to be an artist online nowadays, you kind of have to be your own manager, your own supervisor, especially if you're starting out create individually, not like under a company. Like, I don't know how you're going to be under a wait, no. Yeah. No, yeah. If you're doing it individually, like you're just starting out an art account for fun, you want to build your you want to improve on your art, you kind of have to do that all on your own. Like, you kind of have to be your own manager, your own supervisor, your own editor, revision. Like, you got to have revisions with your art. I feel like that's something that I rarely did back when I was starting out, was that I rarely had any revisions whenever I drew, and I would always render the first thing that I drew. I still do that sometimes when I'm like very lazy and I don't want to think. When I don't want to thumbnail. Thumbnailing is basically when you're jotting down all your ideas into. It's like when you're jotting down ideas, but in forms of like a drawing, like a very, very rough draft. That's thumbnailing. And sometimes I'm just not feeling it, you know. Sometimes I just want to look at like a reference picture from Pinterest and I see like, oh, I can make this into I can interpret it into this, that, I can do that with it. Yeah, and I just would do that instead of thumbnailing. And 10 out of 10 times I've always regret not thumbnailing. So always thumbnail, guys. It kind of, I understand it's kind of hard to get into, especially I guess for me, speaking out from experience. Back then when I was starting out with my art, I was somewhat falsely confident with my artworks, where everything I thought I drew, okay, that's like the best idea I'll ever have, so I'll just render this. But turns out not all my ideas are good. Some of my ideas are very bad. Nay, I say most of my ideas are very bad. And there's like probably 2 of them that are good out of like the 10 thumbnails that I've made. So yeah, it's important for you to thumbnail to like try and get out all the possibilities of the illustration. Also, I think my art style has become too anime for TOUCHSTARVED. Well, here we go. We'll try. We're going to attempt to draw my beloved. He has a very strong, not very strong, but he has a rather strong jawline. Like, strong jawline, strong nose. Like, recently my biggest problem with art is like trying to find a consistent art style without really trying to stray too much from it. Like trying to find, okay, something consistent, something that I can do, but that also kind of puts me in this mindset of drawing in the same style, and everything just looks like same face and it gets boring very fast. And recently I've been getting bored of drawing like my own art, which is like, bruh. Like, I would legitimately get bored drawing. Just in the middle of it, I'm like, okay, I'm bored. What is this? I'm gonna go watch a movie. Like, that has never happened back then. Back then, I would be very, very into my work. I would be very absorbed in my work, even if it was bad. I would be like, okay, this is very bad, but it's okay, I can fix this. I can salvage this. Somehow I can salvage this. But instead, now when it's bad, I'm like, yeah, it's bad. Now I'm just bored. What's the point of me continuing it if I'm bored and I don't like it? I'll just make myself feel bad. Yeah. It's not really giving up. It's more so like I'm procrastinating. Yeah, my art style has become very feminine. I don't know. I forgot how to draw male. Strong male features. Here's me attempting. But like, yeah, I don't know why my art style has dived into a very, very feminine-esque, like pretty boy-esque, because I do personally like pretty boys. Like Veer is a very pretty boy. Like, here he is. I think he would fit my art style the best, but that's not the man I want to draw. That's not the man I want to spend the rest of my life with and devote all my time to. I relate to this. absorbed thing. Like, how did 2021 me spend more than 5 hours drawing, huh? Fun fact, today, the reason why I was so tired in the beginning of the stream was because I was really I spent I think it was 18 hours on Clip Studio Paint. Like 18 hours straight. That's why I sounded so dead in the beginning of the stream, and I had to drink a lot of water cuz I just woke up. I slept at like 3 p.m. No, I slept at 2 p.m. I woke up at 3 p.m. 3:30ish to wake up for my stream. And then yeah, and then I just streamed cuz I just finished like rendering the Noah that I spent apparently 18 hours on. I used my Discord to time my Discord status to time like, oh, how much I've been working, because I don't really know how to time my works in Clip, because usually in Procreate you can see that in the canvas settings, right? But I'm not sure with Clip. So I use my Discord Discord status to see how long I've been drawing, and apparently, according to Discord, I've been drawing for 18 hours straight. And as soon as my body hit the bed, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a real grandpa now. The demon titties revived you for real. That's so real. When I saw Ace, I was like, yo, that's like very attractive. By the way, his OST, you missed out on his OST, by the way, Boti. That's just for Boti. Boti missed out on his OST and it was a banger. 18 hours is wild, yeah. I don't think you can see with Clip, maybe time lapse. Maybe time lapse mode. But like I'm too lazy to like, oh, if I want to check the time, then I would have to watch through the time lapse. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Just tell me the time. Just tell me how much I've been working on it. But yeah, so Discord has just been like my crutch on like whatchamacallit? Stuff. Like timing wise. He looks so baby in my style. What is happening? I used to be able to draw buff men. You look so baby now. Man. This is what happens when you have an inconsistent art style. Like... wait. I used to be able to draw buff men. He just looks so baby. He is my baby. Thinking. Timeless in CSP is not total time spent on the work, just timing for all strokes. Oh, strokes? They time you for the strokes? That's interesting. Okay, so here's me live reaction. You guys get to see live reaction of me hyperfixating on the face. Because right now it looks really wonky. He looks baby who I know. I don't want him to look like a baby. I want him to look like a father. Oh, the father of my children. Okay. I think enough internet for me. In strokes, that's insane. Yeah, I never thought about it. That's... How do you calculate stroke? Light work, no reaction. Light work, no reaction. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know most Twitter lingo. I go on Twitter and I see like people talking like LRTs, and I'm like, what is an LRT? And then like more lingo, and it's like, what? And I feel like a grandpa every time I open Twitter. I'm like, I don't know anything. I feel like a boomer, and I'm like, but I'm not a boomer. But I am boomer at this point. I don't even open TikTok anymore. I haven't opened TikTok in a while. I've just been focusing all my energy on YouTube because I don't know. I just really, this is just the content that I enjoy making. Like, if I'm being honest, like I enjoy streaming with everyone, and like, and just making the videos. Like, it's been fun. It's been very fun, and I appreciate like, and I feel like this platform per se is giving me more so the chance to like me to be able to express myself and just talk to you guys. Like, I don't know, it kind of make like, I've always wanted to connect with people on my TikTok, but like, I don't know why it's just so different from whenever I go live here. I feel more like I can be myself. And I'm not saying that this as like, oh, TikTok bad or anything, but like, I don't know, it's just different. Like when I stream as a PNG tuber, and when I stream as like a hand cam artist. Like, it evokes a different feeling. LRT is my favorite type of public transport. Wow. I didn't even know it was a public transport. Like, when I say I know nothing, I legitimately know nothing. Like, the lingo and stuff. It's a different experience indeed. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, hint. He looks odd in my style. See, this is like what I mean by I feel like every artist should have like this point whenever they're drawing a new character where they have to essentially learn how to draw the character, because if not, you end up like this. Hi, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Today we're drawing TOUCHSTARVED that we just finished playing the game, the demo. So yeah, welcome. Oh, we're auto-saving. Okay, yeah. I feel like every artist should definitely go through with like learning how to draw a character, because I feel like there's always going to be this period when like you're confused, like, oh, of like the essential features of the characters. I'm sorry, I have to cough. Let me drink. Yeah. Because right now I'm really struggling trying to keep his face not so babified. Because, I don't know, in my style is very petite, pretty. I'm not sure how to explain my art style, but it's just not making him look like this. So right now I'm just trying to like keep things, I don't know, trying to highlight as much of his features as possible. Like his strong jaw, his chin. He has a pretty rounded chin. Pretty strong chin. Pretty strong. He has strong facial features. That's the thing. And most of my facial features are pretty feminine when I draw them. So it's kind of a challenge for me. Okay. I was really focused when liquefying. Because I don't know why. CSP liquefy is very sensitive. Like sometimes, maybe it's the strength. Like, because I put it to 100%. But it's really strong. Maybe this will give him stronger jawline? Question mark? Like this. Maybe make the eyebrows thicker. Maybe. Actually, it looks pretty fine right now. Yeah, CSP liquefy is strange. It doesn't feel like... I don't know, maybe it's because I never used liquefy on like a tab before. Maybe it's completely normal like this in Photoshop. I've never tried liquefy in Photoshop. But I've only tried liquefy on Procreate. Maybe Procreate's the weird one. That's just from my experience. You debabified him. Congratulations. Thank you. I don't know. He kind of looks like a baby to me, like a pouty baby. I keep drawing people pouting, and I can't stop. It's because of my lip studies. Ever since I did my my mouth explorations, I don't know why everyone's just pouting now. Like I just draw a neutral pout expression, and I'm just man. Trying my best to again debabify him. Where's my color wheel? Where did my color wheel go? Where did my everything go? Wait. Wait. Everything's disappeared on me. Hold on, hold on, hold on. My color wheel disappeared. Where did my color wheel go? Hello? Oh, there it is. Why has it disappeared? Okay, let me resize it back. Pouting men. I see, Boti. I see. Yeah, I'm setting it again. It's fine. We're all good. Professional streamer here. W streamer. Let's go. Pog. Pog. Men. Yeah, men do be like that. They have a certain effect on certain people. Certain men. certain people is me. Fair enough. Yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to focus again. I'm just trying to de-babyfy him. I feel like he still looks baby to me. We just need to elongate the features. No, he disconnected. L rip ratio. Unless that's me, then I get ratioed. Silly little Ace. You know, I don't think his name is Ace. Like, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I still don't know how to pronounce their names yet. Because his name is AIS. Ice. I'm not sure, but like, I don't want to be like that Indonesian. Like, I don't want my Indonesian accent to come out, you know? Ice. Kuras. Fere. And who else? Leander. And so Min. I mean, Min is just Min. But it's the I don't want my Indonesian medok keluar, you know. I don't want my Indonesian accent to like go very intense and take over my epic narration, because I feel like it'll just take me out, because I'll be like switching up accents and I'll be like, oh no. Because I already struggle with speaking in general, as you can tell. So I feel like by switching up accents, it would just be very confusing for my tiny little brain to handle. But it's fine, you know. We'll be fine. No, actually, I don't think we'll be fine. We'll see in the next... I'll try to learn how to pronounce their names, actually. Because I'm actually genuinely curious how you pronounce their names correctly. Off stream, I'll try to learn, and then the next time we stream TOUCHSTARVED again, I think I want to stream TOUCHSTARVED again next week, actually. If not next, it's either tomorrow or next week. I'll announce it again later after I check my schedule. Cause right now I can't really say for sure. I can't really give a confirmation. But yeah, definitely I wanna stream TOUCHSTARVED again because it was so fun. Plus, speaking practice for me, because like I suck at reading and speaking at the same time. Cause like I would read faster than I speak, and I would just stumble over my words, and I'd be like, oh god damn it. Do it, hell yeah. I didn't want to say it, but like ice kind of reminds me of like Ito. But like not personality wise, because I feel like personality wise it's very different. Because Ice is very cold, while Ito is like very warm. Like he's a very warm person. Silakan datang TOUCHSTARVED, kita ada Vera S keras. Kuras. Wika. No, but yeah. Like he kind of reminded me of Ito, especially like during his part. Like during his introduction, he did mention like, oh yeah, the gang's not here, the gang's out. And I'm like, oh, gang, just like Arataki Ito, you're like an Oni. Oh my god. Ito. I knew you would start barking about Ito as soon as I mentioned him. Ito. But yeah, I love Ito too. I feel like if I have time tomorrow, I'll be trying to render this. If not, trying to draw the other members, the other characters, and maybe even stream a little bit of the game if I have time. I got baited. I am insane. I think you are. We're all a little bit insane. That's okay. In the game, literally, the MC can turn people mentally insane. It's canon. So, like, I don't get his hair. Like, I don't understand his hair right now. How does the hair... I'm, like, literally following the guide. Like, not the guides, but, like, I'm literally following the similar strokes of his hair. Following similar strokes. And, like... it's just not looking like his hair. His hair is like Unho's hair from Plave. And I can never draw Unho's hair. That's why you don't see me draw Unho, you guys. Even though I love Unho. But yeah. Maybe it's because his face in the reference picture is relatively smaller. It does look like his hair though. Wait. Oh, okay. Maybe it's a me thing then. Because I kind of struggle a lot with drawing hair. Especially like character hair. Like like I said, like I think every artist should learn how to draw a character first before like jumping right into them. At least for me, because I have to do that. Because I'm stinky poopy head, stinky old grandpa brain cannot process. Yeah. So like I have to like learn how to draw the character properly in my style, so like I could bring out like their character, their whole demeanor and stuff like that. And for me, what I struggle the most is the hair. I don't know why. Even like with characters that I know, their hair is like really, really simple. Like Noah from Plave or like Yejun. Like we all know their hair is just normal. Like Noah's just slightly longer and Yejun has the normal haircut, like a guy's haircut. But like for some reason that's like so hard for me to draw. Like I don't know why. Yeah. It's coming together. It's getting there. We're getting somewhere. We're cooking. Okay, I do like the fact that it's starting to look like him. Slowly but surely. His hair has lots of like sharp lines. Like it's kind of hard to see. Maybe I shouldn't use red because he's already very red. He's got like these sharp lines that kind of frames his face. See, like he's got these like dog ears that kind of frame his face. I'm trying to like replicate that. This. The stream disconnected again. Oh no. Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi. Man. My bad, you guys. I'm so sorry for like a bad stream. Like disconnecting and all that stuff. And I'm trying to work on it. But like I can't really control it. Currently trying to get a new router. I'm currently looking for a new modem. Anyways. His hair looks really fun to draw though, oh my lord. I'm gonna be my guest. I dislike drawing hair the most. Out of everything to draw in a character, hair is definitely one that I do not look forward to. Even though I did find a relaxing way to render hair. Sorry, we back. Okay, yay. I did manage to find a way to render hair that was fun for me and also didn't bore me out. Which again, I can't really promise, but like if we have time, I'll render this doodle on stream. And I'll show you my process. Alright, I have to go in a bit. Let me finish like final touches. Final touches, please. Let me do this for him. Just clean up his hair. At least make it look like his hair. Again. If I don't clean my coffin every day, it will get really unproductive. And as usual, coffin. Okay, are you back? I'm terrified. Are we back? I had to switch my Wi-Fi. I had to switch my Wi-Fi. Are we back? Hello. Okay, it's green on my OBS. I trust my OBS. We back. Hello everyone. Welcome back. I have to go after this actually. Give me like 6 more minutes. Give me like a few more minutes. Let me just I have plans. It kind of looks, for a sketch, it kind of looks good. What shall I add? The tentacles. These are finishing touches. And then we'll end it there. Some finishing touches. Important finishing touches. And then we'll sign it. One 7/23. Yippee, super fine. Okay, let's go. That's what I was going for. I hope it doesn't look too baby. I don't think he looks too baby though. He's been debabified. Alright, I think that does it for today's stream. Okay, let me close this off. Okay, thank you so much everyone for watching the stream. Thank you so much for joining me. I think I switched the wrong window. Ignore that. Thank you so much everyone for joining me. Otsukare. Otsukare mina. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for joining me stream. Thank you so much to my lovely mods, Hint and Corsetta. I haven't modded you yet. I forgot. I keep forgetting. But I'll mod you really, really soon. I'll mod you after this. But yeah, thank you so much, my mods, for keeping me company, and thank you so much for everyone for joining me narrate the the whole game. Well, not the whole game. We haven't finished the route. We are going to go for Ice's route first because obvious reasons. And yeah, I hope everyone can join me again next time. Thank you so much. I had so much fun, especially drawing Ace at the end and also meeting Ace and also thinking about Ace and also whoa, seeing Ace. So yeah, I'll keep it short. Bye bye everyone. Thank you. Otsukare. Don't forget to hydrate yourself. Take a break if you need to. Take a drink. And yeah, just take a rest for the rest of the night. Thank you so much for joining. Otsukare. Otsukare. Bye bye.